celebrating 3 years of bringing you the very best in LGBT talk programming. This is
Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's the show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Well, good Tuesday evening to you, a little bit after 7. It is a nice evening right here in Central Phoenix. This is the show coming to you live from Studio B in the heart of Central Phoenix. I am in studio, as usual, with the wonderful Katie June.
Hi.
Al Perkins has managed to join us.
Hello.
And Marty Ryer, well, she's on her way.
She has not managed to join us.
She has not. Well, in spirit, I think she has. But not fully. But she'll be here in just a few moments. We have 3 hours of what some people like to call adequate entertainment coming between now and 10 p.m. Arizona time. Thank you for joining us. So many people I get feedback from and have joined us from all over the country, all over the world. Currently, people in Kuwait, France, and the U.S. are listening to us. We thank you for being with us every week. Oh, so much to talk about, so much to get out of our hair and out of the way. But there's one thing I do want to start with this week, because we are all back together, though Marnie is a little bit late. I wanted to squelch some rumors that are out there in regards to Q Talk America. Some people are out there saying that Q Talk America is dissolving and we are going away. We are not. Due to financial reasons, and if you don't think that this costs some money, well, you are wrong. It costs some money to keep a nice studio with equipment and all of the services that we have that we use to produce all of these shows. Well, they cost money, and if you don't have financial means to support them, you figure out a way around it. So what's going to happen is Q Talk America will live online, and if you have the ability to create a show and upload that content, you are welcome to do so. In fact, if you have an idea for a show and you want to do it, by all means, contact Joe DeGanzik, email me, or anybody at Q Talk America. They will get your information all the way to Joe, and we'll figure out how to get you on the air. However, what we are doing, this show is the only one that is currently in production locally in Phoenix that will survive as it is. We are moving this studio within a couple of weeks to a new location, and the screenshots, the 4 people sitting around the table, will look very familiar to what you see right now in Studio B. I've decided, I think we're going to call that Studio C.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Oh, I like that.
I think we're going to call it Studio C. And some people understand what that means and some don't. But anyway, yes, I just want to make sure, if you have heard that Q Talk America is closing down, shutting down, or going, quote, off the air, we are not. The show with Clayton McKee will continue to annoy you every Tuesday night from 7 to 10. And once again, I thank you for being out there listening or watching or downloading or joining us in the chat room, all the various ways you can get to us. Well, hi, Marnie.
Well, hi.
Wait, you were run.
Yep.
I was wondering, Katie. We had a discussion about this when we moved to the Studio C.
Oh, trust me, I'm in hell already.
No, we're gonna change the show time to 6:30 just for you.
Oh, fuck off.
No, we're gonna tell you at 6:30.
Oh no, that shit doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, no.
She's
on to us.
Years. What am I new? No.
I don't know. Maybe I need to have just like an office at my house for you. So
it's packing those 3 purses. I can't believe you lug 3 purses.
I don't know.
It is a lot. I had to come from Chandler today, so I was trying to drive back from there, and so
gotcha.
You're a woman of the world.
I'm a woman of the world.
Or at least the East Valley, apparently.
Yeah. And that whole like Q Talk paying thing. No one's paying to get my ass here. So.
No, it's a valid point.
No. I don't mean it in that way. I didn't mean it like Does anybody listening?
Is anybody actually paying for ass anywhere in this room? I don't think so.
Well,
talk amongst yourselves.
That's another show.
I don't need the money.
That's another show. There we are. Well, heavens are great. I'm so glad to have us all back together. It's all 4 of us, the normal 4. We've had a couple weeks where people have been out and here and there, and I think we're going to be stable for a few weeks. I think,
Yeah.
Unless there's some
stable.
Well, I mean, stable as a foursome.
It's cute.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think there's any crazy things happening coming down the pike, but you never know. Emergencies do happen. Okay, so around the table we start now. Katie's had a big week. Let me tell you.
True.
Let me tell you. Starting with Thursday night at Stacy's.
No, it started
on
prior.
Tuesday night.
It started before that.
Yeah, I want to hear about your Tuesday with El Presidente.
I was the shit. But I had a very. What did I? I had something on Monday. It doesn't matter what it is, really.
Right.
I don't remember, but it was something. I was not home.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, I got a phone call, actually randomly on Monday, and was invited to go see the president on Tuesday, very last minute.
And you were up very early for that.
I was.
I was surprised.
It was a lot of hurry up and wait.
Oh, yeah.
But he's the president, so
Right.
you're okay with that.
Well, aside from the fact they've got put 80,000 people through security, and then you ought to stand there and do all that stuff. And they did it way before he gets there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Nate wrote and picked me up at 9 a.m.
Okay.
And the president wasn't even landing until like noon, and then he wasn't even going to be there until 1.
Right.
So we drove out to a church. We were parked there. Then we were bussed into the school, and we were standing in line at the school at like 10:30. We were in line, and then we finally got into the gym at maybe 11:30, and then sat from 11:30 to just after 1 o'clock when they started the event. So it was a long day of waiting. Fortunately, it was great company. It was our HRC people and some staff from Kirsten's office. But the president came in. He only speaks for about 20 minutes.
Right.
And it was interesting. I mean, it was interesting. It was about reforming, the mortgage industry and that kind of thing. The high school kids could have really given two shits less. I mean, but it was very funny because we were in and we were all seated in the bleachers. And then the high school kids kind of flooded in and filled up the floor. And they were hysterical. It was just, they were all filming and taking pictures and taking selfies. And every high schooler kid was like, now take my picture with the president in the background. Now let's take all three of our pictures. Now just me and you's picture. Now let's get a picture of me and you kissing, literally, with the president in the background. I mean, these high school kids were like, were at photo shoot.
It's the same thing adults do in a bar when any member of Drag Race shows up.
It's so true.
Oh my God, Raja's right behind me. Take my picture with Raja. That's what they do.
True. So it was very, very cool. He's very charismatic. It was just so neat to be so close to him in person, and it was fun.
I'm sure there was.
And then Tuesday night we had an HRC event to which I went, where I was not able to be here.
Right.
Had some wine. Wednesday night I went.
Human rights are all well and good. I had wine.
Wednesday night went to a concert. Had some beer. Thursday night.
I'm sensing a theme.
Yeah.
Well, when we get to Thursday.
It was a rough night. Thursday, we were Clayton and I both, at Stacy's grand opening weekend. It was the kickoff for his bar. The weekend was great. Mm-hmm. And he was, I'm just so excited for him and proud of him and happy. And, I thought, we've seen dance clubs come and go in the Valley with Forbidden and with Burn and, and
What was Burn?
It was downtown.
It's now PHX. It was right on the corner next to Sky Lounge, right on the very corner.
It was big for a couple years.
No, Burn.
Was it a couple years?
No, Burn was months.
Oh, was it just months?
Months, yeah.
Wow, felt like a couple years. I was
but
there
very
so
important.
often.
Felt longer,
It was a great club. Oh, and now Amsterdam is going away.
Mm-hmm. Is it?
Mm-hmm. Closes in less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
To be reopened to a wonderful group of people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, excited about it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So... But it was we've seen them open and close, and so that's a little like slightly worrisome, because of these. But I just feel like everybody in this community and people that know Stacy, everyone knows him.
They're all behind him for this.
Nobody dislikes him. Everyone's supportive of him, and so it's fun to see everybody coming out.
Yeah.
I agree.
And Sway did a really great job with the VIP party. I mean, there were so many VIPs in the room, people that never go out. Ever were there to be supportive of Stacy, so that was really fun.
It was a phenomenal night. It really, really was.
And
it was
of course,
a good time.
it was just stop number one on the Katie and Sean Dancing with the Bars 2012 All Stars Victory Tour. We danced there along with Kevin and Ellie.
I'm expecting you two to be on Good Morning America at some point because I have seen you two everywhere, and you keep dancing the dance. I'm like, my God.
Well, we keep getting invited, so we're going to keep saying yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, Victory Tour.
See, that way it doesn't just end in one night. It lives on.
Right.
Oh, it feels so good. It's really fun. Yeah. So we were there. We partied there. That was really fun. It was a reasonably houred night for me, but there were cocktails involved.
That's so
surprise. And then
hashtag theme.
Shock face
on Friday, we went to a birthday dinner with some friends and a basketball game, more cocktailing.
My God.
Out of 4 nights, I haven't heard you say anything about your wife being involved.
No, Kelly's been She participated in, I don't remember what the Monday night was, but she went to the concert with me,
Okay.
so that was really fun,
So-
and to the birthday party on
Okay,
Friday.
So she skipped Thursday.
So she skipped Thursday.
She skipped last night.
She did skip.
no, Sunday night.
Sunday.
Yeah.
But on Saturday, then we went and had brunch with Sean and Mike, his partner Mike Chesworth. And we had brunch
that's
with
right,
them.
that's right, I forgot
They're
they were together.
dating, yeah.
I
And
enjoyed
then there
him a
were
lot,
some
too.
Bloody Marys happening there.
Liquor again. God damn it.
And then it was our friend Rachel's birthday, which Kelly and I both attended, and there were some, cocktails,
So the liver's
some
just-
Jello shots. Oh, it's bad. It's been a rough week. This is like not how I live my life anymore. There may or may not be a small amount of vodka.
Okay,
in this
I just wanted to
lemonade.
make sure because I didn't want to ruin the theme.
And
Well, I don't want to
then-
let you go through withdrawal.
No,
so
here's the
we're not here
worst.
to treat that.
Sunday.
Yeah,
We
Sunday.
I just relaxed all day. It was really nice until stop number 2 on the Dancing with the Bars All-Star Reunion Victory Lap, whatever it's called, was at Charlie's and at Pussy's show. And that did not go without some bevies.
Well, you can't, the cast even drinks. I mean, Mike, you get to get through that shit. Are you kidding?
It was
There's a liquor lower limit on that one. Yeah.
boy. I mean, I was running all over that bar. It was real fun. Sean and I stayed all night. We closed down the bar. We danced all night long. We did the dance, but then we danced all night.
Then she ran around the room recruiting everybody for Dancing with the Bars.
Oh, everybody! You want to
Everybody.
do it, Al? Marnie, you in? Because Clayton, I was really trying hard to get Clayton to say yes.
She leans over next to me and she goes, the most championed person that's being asked to do Dancing with the Bars is you. I'm like, not a fucking chance in hell.
Get away from me, little girl.
Yeah.
She was trying to sell it to me.
I
though.
would do something like Pussy LaHoot a la Stacy-ish for it. You know what I mean?
It was so fun. And Ruben is totally in for Charlie's. I mean, provided that I can't imagine that he would not have the green light to do that, but
he'll
he's
totally.
got his, he's already knows what he wants to do. We were practicing moves. I mean, we were having so much fun. I said, Tyra Marie literally texted me like the next morning bright and early, and she's like, girl, don't forget, I'm doing Dancing with the Bars. I'm like, apparently, I am the new ambassador
You
of
are
Sway
the
Events.
recruiter, yeah.
Yeah, she totally has been doing that.
And then, but my favorite, and I told Clayton this, is that after the bar closed, because why not on a Sunday? We went to, Sean and I walked around to the taco stand,
Yeah.
naturally. And we were
good.
talking
It
to
is
these.
the best part of Charlie's. I
It
don't know how to
really
break
is
this
so
to you.
good. And we were talking to these
I've
little.
never been, by the way.
To the taco stand.
Oh.
I have never been.
You don't actually even have to go into the bar.
No,
to
I know,
eat the
but I
tacos.
just that's
we'll
one.
get you there someday.
Just not ever been.
I mean, it's like the best Mexican food in town.
That's what I've heard.
really
Very
good.
good.
This is what I've heard.
And
Some of the guys that work in the kitchen of the my bad, never mind. Go ahead, continue. Continue.
so there's these cute little Latino boys standing outside, and we're all, drunk, and we're all laughing and talking, and they're like, "Oh my God, you are so fun! Come to the after party at DJ Blah Blah's house."
God.
And Sean said that with a totally straight face. I looked, I didn't miss a beat, and I'm like, "Honey, we're over 30. This taco stand is our after party." And I
pretty
was
much
like,
sums it up.
perfect. And they're like, all right, see you later, girl. And then we
funny.
hoarded tacos and went home. And
Yeah, this burrito is my.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that's your thing. I remember many a night you were going to whatever those little burrito places were along Camelback that most of them are closed now.
Julio
But
Berto's,
that was your
Berto's, whatever.
your eyes would light up as you were riding towards it. I remember because I
yeah.
would join him occasionally for
I didn't
that.
even remember what the one was at my corner because they weren't Berto's. They were their own little
I
private
know your
one.
corner. I used to live near.
Now it's
I know
green.
your
Now
corner.
it's Green Chili's or something like that. But the one on 11th Avenue on Monday
Wait, is it
nights.
Chili Verdes?
Chili Verdes.
That's
Yeah,
what it's called, right?
And the one on 11th Avenue had the little cutie that worked on Monday nights, and I would go up and chat with him and get my food and chat with him some more.
Because the 15th Avenue one I liked.
Yeah, I just like
Years ago I liked it.
Yeah, but the 11th Avenue. No, wait, I don't know which one. is which.
We used to go to both.
The 11th Ave was a drive-through, or 15th Ave was a drive-through. I feel like 11th Avenue was not a
No,
drive-through.
it
No,
is
they
a drive.
were.
No,
Yeah,
it
they
is.
were.
No, it is a drive because it actually was an old Taco Bell.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Yes, it was. I've actually that's one of the times we get it right. That
No,
wasn't Taco
right,
Bell.
yeah. Winks was not a Taco Bell.
But the 11th Avenue one, I can't remember. I'd have to see the front of it to see which
Yeah.
one he worked at. But he was so nice, and he would chat with me all.
No, that's the one on 15th because I remember you and I would both go and we would stand there. I remember talking to him too.
Yeah.
That's the 15th Avenue.
Yeah,
friendly.
it was a good one.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a really long week.
so many people listening could give a shit about burritos.
I care deeply, deeply, deeply about where we're going to get
In
Mexican
this
food.
part of the country, burritos are a staple.
Religion. Yeah. So it was a good week. I'm looking, and this is the only thing on my calendar all week long this week. And praise Jesus.
Well, probably because the wife's probably going, you need to come home.
Yeah, that's definitely happening.
You need to see what your daughter looks like in darkness.
She's growing up.
Palmer,
Yeah.
Well, I felt like such an a-hole when I woke up on Monday morning and Palmer's like, Mommy, pancakes. And all I could think about is how I was trying to twerk the night before on the dance floor at Charlie's. I was embarrassed to be alive at that point. I'm like, I am the most embarrassing person
watching
on the face.
because I was sitting at the bar watching all this
What does
happen.
twerk mean? This is like the second
thank
time
you.
I've heard this.
Twerking is an ass movement dance where you just like you're rolling your ass. Yeah, well, she was doing it. Would you like to stand up and do it now for the camera?
Show us?
Not well.
Come on.
Might I
Can you
add.
show us?
I mean, I'll find a video
You'll show
of someone
everybody
else
else?
doing it right.
Google
Come on.
T-
You'll show
T-
everybody else?
It's TWERK.
Check back with me in the third hour.
All right.
Yeah, well, maybe so. Yeah. Would you rather? Well, no.
Would you rather show us your twerking move?
I saw her so many times. I would watch her walk away from the bar, arm in arm with somebody with beverage in one hand, and just aim for that dance floor. And I was like, "Oh, she's gonna pay for this tomorrow."
We were dancing all night long. It was
You
fun.
were.
That's
You-
fine. Hey, it's good
Yeah,
exercise.
it was fun.
Marnie Ryer.
Well, hey.
I'm gonna get. I know.
My apologies for being late again.
Well, it's quite. It happens. There's
We like
crazy
ya.
traffic.
Yeah.
Well, you were
I
coming
work
from-
with a girl who calls to say she's going to be late. I'm like, call us when you're going to be on time.
Hey,
You know, and
that
I
would
get
be the
that, but
surprise.
I just don't want to ever be that person who's like, whatever. Like, and have people think that I'm just like, I don't fucking care.
you've
But
already got
some
this cast.
people are just late.
Okay.
No, but the only thing I would worry about, and I even mentioned this, because typically, sometimes more often than not, during a day of a show, we text or something back and forth,
Right.
or I even see something on Facebook from you, and I'm like, I don't recall she was going to be out or not, but
Yeah.
all right. But I saw on Facebook,
Yeah.
did you give Ernie flowers?
Yes.
Okay, I'm about to
did?
throw up. These two are so in love because they keep posting.
I know. They are
Really
so good.
lovely, cheesy shit. You took flowers to her classroom?
Yeah.
Oh.
Usually I take him to her on the first day of school.
Okay.
But I wasn't here the first day of school.
Got it.
Because I was driving.
Got it. Her
So-
car
Her
back.
Car, right, yeah.
Right.
That's like flowers.
Oh, yeah.
Similar, but different.
And by the way, how was she enjoying the new hoopty?
she seems to be enjoying it. I
Well-
think she's trying to get used to the
The hell is that sound?
fact that it's a bigger sedan-ish
Yeah.
kind of thing, but
Are we being invaded?
I know, right?
I don't know what that something.
I don't know, I can
No,
hear
it's
it
just some. There
Oh,
it is.
there.
She found it. Some sound.
But yeah, I think it's nice that she can just open the door and not have to put the window down and reach out to open the door, because that's what she had to do in her other car.
Oh,
fancy,
my.
fancy.
And put the window down, like she doesn't have to dig for the thing that you press for
Yeah.
the windows, because that fell into the armrest.
An abyss of an armrest.
So what?
It's like a sinkhole.
Where did
Florida, right in her car.
Yeah.
what,
And then things went all Florida.
what did she trade in?
She did not.
She
Or
still owns it.
abandon?
But she has that.
What's
She
part-time
has
blocks in your front yard?
Toyota, is it a Corolla? Something
Tercel,
like that.
Corolla, whatever it
something.
is.
Toyotas are usually pretty good, so
and,
that's
and
a
it's
little
been
bit of a
going
shame.
forever. I
Okay.
mean, so it definitely has.
Right.
But I think this is good. You know, because
No, it's
it
absolutely
starts. The AC works.
good. It's a beautiful car.
You're
and
done.
it's so comfortable.
Right. No,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with it.
We need
and
to call Mark about window tinting.
your grandparents don't need it anymore?
No,
Um,
no, not to going anywhere.
No.
no.
Not at all. Yeah, well, window
That today
tinting-
would have been my grandfather's birthday.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Happy birthday to Grandpa. So,
Got it. Katie, are you working on the wire? What is it?
No, I'm sorry.
No,
Just try to
'cause
ignore me.
I'm not sure what it is. Check these. Check the connections. I don't know. Somehow something's got to.
I think it's. Oh, it's hers.
It's fine.
Well, push it in. Make sure it's in. No, in here. This way. There you go. Make sure. Are we in? Yeah, we'll try it. We'll see how that
Oh,
works.
that's weird.
I don't know.
good.
It's good. It's a ghost. It's a ghost.
Yeah, so I just took her yesterday. I was to take her flowers, but and figured that way she'd done the week and whatever. And it's been a fucked up week for work.
Wow.
And it's only Tuesday, and so
Oh, wow, I would say we're
Yeah.
pretty early into the.
Yeah.
we're early into it.
Well, we've had a week pass, so I don't know what you had gone
There
through
you go.
for all that.
Nothing really.
Yeah.
Compared, I mean, just stupid shit yesterday. So I did not get to take them to her yesterday. So I took them today.
You're there. So all is well. Otherwise,
All is well in the world. And her sister leaves tomorrow morning.
For
Abby.
Peru?
No, Africa. South
Shit.
Africa.
God,
Oh, I want to go to South
Yeah,
Africa. That's like
me
my new
too.
dream vacation. I
They
keep
are the
watching all
Not
pinnacle.
for
these.
vacation, for a year.
What?
Wow.
Say what?
Peace
She's
Corps?
doing kind of a missionary-ish kind of thing, but not Mormon. Thinking Mormon. It's through Lutheran missionary kind of thing.
Yeah, they're known for their missionary
Yeah,
work.
no. I hear missionary. I think Mormon.
And Ludaficus.
I just think something with the Bible.
That too.
Yeah.
Right.
I just
So very exciting. And she's going to be over there for a whole year. So
Wow.
this will be a
what
big
part of
deal.
South Africa? Is that too much?
She is in, I believe, I want to say Johannesburg because I keep saying that.
Seems reasonable.
But it may be wrong.
No,
You're not
but it
sure.
may be wrong. I might be lying my ass off. But it was, I believe it's that because it's white and by a beach. Yeah.
Sure.
And and I keep saying Charlize Theron.
Yes. She is
So
a,
if
she
that's
is South African.
all
Or African, as
Johannesburg,
they
though,
say.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Well,
anywho, and then I'm feeling
the big
all
city
kinds-
down there,
No, I'm
so,
feeling
yeah.
all guilty about the Mandela thing. Who, by the way, keep him on the list because that fantastic man is recuperating.
Yeah.
Brazil.
Well, they said he's getting better today. Just today.
Oh, really?
He's improving.
Yeah, there's others that didn't get quite as well on our list that we'll talk about later
That's true.
on.
That's true.
Alfred, what has happened to you in the past week? You've slept a few times.
No, I just slept all day yesterday.
yesterday, all
Yeah,
right.
no, I decided to go back to my working ways and right back to unhealthy.
Oh.
Like all my healthy choices and feeling good about myself, and I now I'm on the middle of a marathon, and I'm like
So easy to
making-
just slide back.
eating at a cafeteria.
Speaks the woman who has had 78
Right.
different diets just this year.
So yesterday I was like, oh my god, I finally can sleep. The only thing that could keep me from sleeping is if someone wanted to see the house, and no one's wanted to see the house in weeks.
Okay.
Don't they call it 9:30? We need a showing at 2:30. So I'm like, all right. So I cleaned, and then I just stayed up, and I did a couple errands, and then I came home, and I finally went to sleep. It was awful, but this is like day, I don't know. I think I'm working somehow it works out to 120 hours, but
A week?
That is a
in
lot
a
of
week?
hours.
No.
Yes.
8 days.
Yeah.
So I'm off
Jeez.
yesterday and today. 9 days because I'm off yesterday and today.
insane.
So
Insane. That's a busy fucking restaurant, I'm telling you right now.
It is. Were
God.
the
Lots of
people
customers.
that came through and woke you? Were they interested?
no.
Ah, fuck.
One interesting night. The rest were like, and
Yeah.
then Sunday night was tough to get through. 'Cause I was
Okay.
like, I'm the sickest person here. But so
Can I
it
lay
was
down?
just
Can you move over?
so nice couple days off, and I wanted to see 6 movies this weekend, but I picked up shifts, so I only got to 1. So, but there's still time. Next week.
You and your
Next week.
picking up shifts. It's crazy thing.
Wow.
So
And you?
Well, my week. Well, a couple things. One, an event that I have so much fun hosting every year. We call it Hell Freezes Over. It's at Charlie's. They take butcher paper and they make the entire inside of the bar. They cover it all, which is an improvement, all in white paper, but it's got glitter, and they try to make it look like a snow cave. Okay.
Oh, didn't they do snow outside?
Right. So last year they had a snow under a tent, which we only had 16 tons of snow. This year we had 20 tons, no tent. It's astounding. I posted some videos on my Facebook page. So what they do is they take a panel out of the fence of the volleyball court, and literally an ice truck backs up solid full of bags of ice, and then the world's biggest ice chipper or snow cone maker. And a guy holds a hose, like a hose like this, and that is shooting ice. If the boards weren't holding it, it would shoot to Camelback.
Yeah.
And they just
It's cool. It was cool to watch the video of how it's made.
They
how you guys make it.
They just start layering and packing the snow in on top of bales of hay. So we have a 10-foot high snow slide, and then it just sits there for the afternoon and just sort of freezes and glazes over. We have outside bars. We have frozen drinks and so forth. So at 10 o'clock, I open up that snow slide, and those people go crazy
Oh, that
to
would
go
be
down
fun.
the snow slide. So over and over and over again.
Even when I was 21, 22, I was kind of a liability queen. I really was. Even back in that.
Wah, wah.
No, but even back. Right, exactly. Wouldn't it be sad? If
Marty Downer.
No, but
That is
honest to God,
hysterical.
I
A liability
freak
queen.
out. I freak out. But working in the bars, I just
Yeah.
freak out.
Well, I'm pretty sure Charlie's is covered.
You have no idea, though.
course.
I'd be like, somebody get
Every-
over there.
Every time somebody
Get a
would,
net.
every time somebody would climb to the top, you signed the liability form, right?
Oh,
You
there
signed the
would be
release.
a form and a notary.
Well, the
Don't
fu-
think there wouldn't.
last year, the first time we did it, they were holding off. I don't know who it was. Somebody was holding off starting the whole thing, and they're like, "Go talk to the general manager and find out. We need." I don't know if they termed it a lifeguard or whatever the hell they called it. So I went to Mike, and I'm like, "Okay, they're telling me that we need a lifeguard." He goes, "You're the lifeguard. Open the fucking slide." So it was just
There you go.
me drinking along with them, and it was an absolute blast. It was so much fun.
And
So
it
fun.
looks so fun.
So
It-
what,
it-
They built and the slide was about as wide maybe as this table is, and they built up sides, and we filled it all with Bacardi beach balls. They brought a bunch of probably 30 beach balls, so we would pile them all in, and they'd come down the slide and then just burst apart. It was really a good time. So
and
that
there
was
were I saw lots of lots of pictures of lots of people there.
all over the next day on Facebook. It was all
really
over. So
fun.
that was a good time. That was fun. And then the other thing was some of my friends, because I've lived in my house so long, some things are just so very routine. I found a guy who was down the street, a homeless guy many, many years ago who trimmed palm trees.
Oh, I remember you saying that. Yeah.
Super nice guy, great heart. Like, he is the hardest freaking worker. Turns 50 in the into next month. When I met him, had only a bike and a little trailer akin to the one that Katie rode in that I have.
Right.
But had all of his tools strapped to it. And literally, he was climbing trees, and I looked at the work he was doing, and he was doing a great job. So I said, hey, if you need more work, I've got trees. So for 6 years, he's been showing up at random, and he does my trees. Well, I forget that Michael Mejia has never seen him. So I left on, what day was I left on Saturday. And this guy named Brian shows up, and he's working at my trees. And Michael shows up at my house to do laundry, and I'm not there. And I get a phone call, and he goes, there's a homeless man in your carport, but oddly, he has a fan running. I'm like, yeah, that's my tree guy. I'm like, look, are the front trees clean? He goes, oh, they look great. I'm like, that's Brian, my tree guy. I'm like, he's fine. He's got a bike and all of his tools and so on and so on. So I'm like, let him know I'll come back to pay him. I'm setting up stuff at the bar. I'm like, I'll be back in 30, 45 minutes. Well, an hour and a half goes by, and I forgot all about him. So I get a text message from Mike, Tarzan is still waiting for you. But it was funny this week. But it's so wonderful to find somebody like that. He is just a crazy hard worker, has a million different analyses on life. But again, homeless on a bike, or not. I wouldn't say he's homeless. He lives in a house in South Phoenix somewhere, but he at one point had a truck and a dog, and the trucks broke down.
It's a country western song about
He
trees.
is. And right now,
the Wichita lineman.
Right now, his entire goal is to get this truck fixed, and he wants to see his mom again before she dies. And she's in New York State, and he is going to take the dog and his truck
some trees.
and go. I just think it's fantastic. And he said, I'll let you know if I come back to town. He goes, we'll do your trees again next year. I'm like, no problem. He just was wonderful. So it's just one of those. Occasionally, you find somebody that is just a great, genuine person who does a great job for next to nothing. I mean, bless his heart. I paid him more than he even asked for. But amazing, cleans up. But he also
the dead mother story.
But he's
dead
smart.
Mother, dead dog.
I feel like
sick
he's
truck.
taking him money.
No. I didn't know about the mom until after that. We were talking later. But he times it. He watches the map, and he figures out where he goes to neighborhoods where the bulk trash set out is, so he can set it in the alley or on the curb. So he doesn't have to haul anything off.
Oh, that's smart.
He just shows up,
really
does it.
smart.
Yeah, very cool.
Good
very
guy.
I like that.
So it was a good week overall.
That's
There was that.
fantastic.
There was running into Katie was a pleasure on Sundays. I'm surprised you even remembered it. To be quite honest.
Oh yeah, I actually remembered more than Sean, which is that always makes me feel good, But I had not remembered the taco gay boy after party incident until he reminded me. That was
Again,
fun.
I'm sensing a theme here. I'm sensing a theme here also because you a few weeks ago were at the taco truck with Natalie Cianciola.
I was.
The night of Dancing with the Bars.
Yeah.
And you didn't get in a fight, but Natalie got in a scuff.
Natalie got into a little scuffle.
So maybe you should stay away from the taco truck.
Kelly's just glad that Dancing with the Bars, the victory tour, is fucking over. She's
Oh,
like,
are we
She
now done?
thinks.
I think right.
She thinks.
I know.
I like the
Although,
optimism.
I believe that the cast in its entirety may be invited to participate at Rainbow's Festival, which would be very fun.
Shocker.
Yeah, but I'm staying home for a little while. That's for the best,
Tomorrow.
best for everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
You give her tomorrow. I said Thursday.
Free beer day after tomorrow.
I'm sure there are many other topics we will discuss throughout the course of the evening. Again, it's the show with Clayton McKee. That is me, along with Katie June, Marnie Ryer, and Al Perkins. We join you every Tuesday night, coming to you live from Central Phoenix, right here on the one and only Q Talk America.
You're listening to Q Talk America.
I'm straight.
I'm gay.
I'm bisexual.
And I give a damn about equality.
Want to know why?
Because one hate crime is committed approximately every hour of every day in this country.
Imagine walking down the street and wondering if this is the day you'll get beaten up or even killed simply because of who you are.
Because many gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender teens who come out to their parents
are thrown out of their homes.
Imagine confiding in the people you trust most, only to be rejected and tossed out with no place to go.
Because during the past 16 years, over 13,000 men and women have been discharged from the military for being gay.
Imagine being willing to sacrifice your life to protect and defend this country, only to be kicked out of the military because of who you love.
These are just a few of the reasons why we care about equality.
It is time for things to change.
We all have to get involved.
We all have to give a damn.
I give a damn.
Do you?
Join us at wegiveadamn.org to learn more.
This is the Q Talk America Radio Network.
Alrighty, here we go. Some off-the-wall, accurate, sometimes zany headlines that we dig up from all over the web and we bring to you each and every Tuesday. We call it Headlines. Oh, a student sues over nude pics of her on the web.
It's good to stay positive.
Folks gather to pray at the miracle tree that weeps God's tears.
All I want to do is cuddle.
An asshole who couldn't find anything better to do than hack into a baby monitor.
I know I've had 7 DUIs, but an elephant ran in the road.
Gays not suitable for the continuation of life.
Cut off my penis? No!
And whoo! That is an ugly baby! These and many more thrilling stories right now on Q Talk America. Wow, Martin, you were throwing some headlines out there. I wasn't ready for it.
Me either. The end.
We may or may not hear a story behind the headline she just told.
It just sounded good.
Oddly, I don't think I have any stories, unless you do. I don't think I have anything from Florida this week.
I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have a
Thank goodness.
yeah,
well,
Flagler County, Florida.
Good.
Do you want to go first with that story?
No, that should be second.
Well, let's go to the lovely, and I'm sure it is, and I'm sure tuition is low. University of Alabama, where an art student has filed a federal court suit alleging nude photos of her ended up on the internet after she had work done on her computer at a local Best Buy. In case you don't know what a Best Buy is, they're the only large store electronics chain that hasn't closed. What are you doing? Oh, just adjusting your
She
trophy?
just wanted to be able to look at it.
Attorneys for Nicole March told AL.com that she filed the invasion of privacy suit on Friday in federal court in Birmingham. It names Best Buy Corp and Geek Squad Technical Support as defendants. The suit says March was working at a Best Buy in Tuscaloosa and took her computer to the same store in 2011 to have data retrieved from the hard drive that had failed. It says the photos were for her professional references, but a Geek Squad member told her in mid-May that the photos were indeed in circulation on the web. The lawsuit said March had professional and privately made nude photographs taken for artistic purposes and stored them on her computer for private and professional references. Was she a whore? Not
Maybe.
sure. The company does not comment on pending litigation, said Best Buy spokesperson Paula Baldwin. Quote, in this day and age, in the society, we've got to do everything we can to protect privacy, and that's the purpose of this suit, March's attorney said to AL.com. March also filed a report with the Tuscaloosa Police Department. The lawsuit claims outrageous conduct, breach of contract, negligent supervision, training and entrustment, negligence, and I don't know how this word, wantonness?
European.
What the hell is wantonness?
Like she's a wanton hussy. It just means like,
She wants it. No,
No.
I don't know. I made that up.
Made that up. Now let me just tell you, as somebody who
It's
works,
like a wonton, but different.
let me tell you, as somebody who
Yeah.
works on computers for a lot of different people, careful what you put on there, because data is retrievable and if you ever bring your laptop or computer to me for repair, I will own anything I want.
Somehow I believe that.
Duly noted.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
Wait, now how are they? Say how are they? Because it turns out there's two different ways to use this, which I didn't know.
Wantonness?
Yeah, it's a cruel or violent action delivered and unprovoked, or it's a sexually immodest or promiscuous woman. That's a noun, or it could mean play or frolic.
Oh, so it sounds like all three
wanton.
in
Yeah,
this
isn't
story.
that funny? It depends on how,
wanton
if
for
you're
a
using it as an
swing.
adjective, a noun, or a verb.
Well, I'm pretty sure her lawsuit is not claiming play and frolic.
So that's out.
Yes.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
There you go.
Deductively, we'll take that one
We'll
out.
take that one off. Go ahead, Marn.
Well, in Flagler County, Florida.
Flagler County.
Well, and I'm not sure if that's really how it's spelled or if the guy was just drunk and he wrote it. Flagler
County.
But there's a
Motherfucker.
son of a bitch. But it's going to be positive because this gentleman, Sean Mulligan, was in Florida and he decided to steal a car.
Mr. Mulligan sounds like he might be a drinker.
Mr. Mulligan liked a cocktail every now and
Oh.
again. Yep. And on this
Katie,
one,
do you know him?
And no, not Nantucket or
Oh.
Charlie's, Flagler County, Florida.
Florida.
Yeah.
Charlie's
right?
I got.
Right.
But
So
I'm sorry, I didn't have my Bedecker with me. I wasn't sure where we were.
well, this gentleman's super positive.
Oh.
Peace, love, and
Super
happiness. Peace, love, and happiness.
hair-
He just
hair
kept
grease.
saying, well, and his hair is greasy. That's a good call. So he stole a car and crashed it.
Oh, poor thing.
Apparently not a real good driver. But he was trying to elude officers, so maybe he got a little, a lot of adrenaline. Anyway, his girlfriend's in the car with him. He's like, I'm stealing the car. Just run from the cops, blah, blah, blah. So they find him under a bush.
Like you do.
Like you do.
Like you do. And that's, I mean, it just kind of goes, and then he's under a bush. All right.
Happens.
Well, driving that erratically, probably flew into the bush. I don't want to talk about it. So in the cruiser,
She's flown into one or two herself, ladies and gentlemen.
well, accidentally, he said I shouldn't have ran. I just shouldn't have ran. Peace, love, and happiness. Peace, love, and happiness. Well, son of a bitch was charged with grand theft auto,
Wanton behavior.
wanton
Wantonness.
behavior, resisting arrest without violence. So,
Well, that's nice.
half the time.
Yeah.
half
Peace,
the time.
peace, he says,
Peace,
so.
love, and happiness. Driving with a suspended license. I'm certain that there was something like he maybe never had one because no one ever taught him to drive. What else did he get in there? Oh, leaving the scene of the accident when he flew into the bush. Brush.
well.
Brush.
Well, how far was that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Could he still see the accident from the bush? If
I don't think he
turned
could have.
around.
I don't think he could have
Seen it
run that
anyway.
far.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
No, and I don't think. Yeah, I don't
Did
think
the
he was seeing
carpet
that.
match the drapes? We
We don't know.
Different
we
bush,
don't know.
different
it
bush.
was ginger. His total bond was set at $7,000.
Yeah.
What's not immediately known?
Oh, if he had a
As if
lawyer.
he had an
Legal
attorney.
We
representation.
don't know.
Happens.
At this point, we don't know.
God bless him.
Yeah.
So, but again, in Florida. Now, if I'm him, I'm going to claim a sinkhole. I'm going to be like, no, I was just driving.
Right around the
and then
sinkhole.
boom,
You know what?
into the brush.
And we've been saying for years that Florida is the one that's going to drop off and just float out on its own. California is just
Yeah.
going to go
Yeah.
away. I'm thinking Florida is just going
No,
to
I'm
disappear.
with you.
Yeah.
The penis of America. The funny thing. Look at it.
And that'll be in my
It
next
makes
one.
thank
Georgia
you.
the balls.
Thank you, Jeffrey, for the shout out
Yeah,
about
who's
the
Jeffrey?
snow slide. I'm not sure which Jeffrey it is.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Jeffrey.
Let's give us the last name. So a few months ago, there was a story about a guy in his living room. Actually, probably a little bit more than a few months
In
ago.
Florida.
In Florida, where the
In his
sinkhole happened.
bedroom.
And the news kind of went a little
He died.
overboard. And a couple of the political shows were saying we're making too much of this. Sinkholes are once in a lifetime. What was that? And now Florida's going down like 10 feet by 10 feet.
And not just that.
Oh.
On CNN, they had a thing where this guy, he's like, I own property in Florida. And they just made an announcement, I guess, that there have been like 20 or so. I think he said a year. Oh,
Yeah.
well, now that's just
So
coming up.
It's just
you know,
just so funny these comments that everyone was like, "Oh, you're overreacting."
Yeah, no.
Sinkholes
Well, have
never
you
happen
met-
in every
Right,
other day on the
right.
news. Some new part of Florida.
Oh,
is
Right.
for heaven's
10
sake,
feet
have
lower
you
than
met
it was.
Bob, my neighbor? He's well, anyway,
yeah.
he was.
He was right over there. He was a really
He
good
was
guy.
Swear to God.
Super good guy. Now I have oceanfont property.
Yeah.
Well, the guy.
I'm moving.
Like,
He's got a
Lakefront
basement.
anyway.
Yeah, he's
I
got a
be-
basement.
I believe the story that you're talking about is the guy who was asleep in
Yeah.
bed in Florida.
Oh, Jesus.
Sinkhole opened up under his bed in his
Yeah.
bedroom, and they never found it. They
No,
never
Real,
retrieved
real
it.
dead. Real
He
dead.
was, yes,
Yeah.
Poor
swallowed
thing.
by the earth.
No, he could still be alive.
No, well, maybe.
Probably not.
Real
I mean,
poltergeist.
odds are.
Odds are no.
Probably no.
Apparently, there
Yeah.
was water.
I'm going to go with a guy half alive kind of story.
Now, the sinkhole story.
I'm going to break that glass.
The sinkhole story is certainly not new to me because I come from the Joplin, Galena, Kansas, Riverton. That's a very big mining area from way back in the 1800s. So there are a million
but
water
I mean,
holes and sinkholes.
yeah.
Right. So sinkholes, they would just develop. Like all of a sudden you'd be driving down the street and then all of a sudden there's a sinkhole. But not places like Florida where entire resorts get swallowed up.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
I'm super glad he didn't tell me about that when we were driving through.
I was
had to shit
literally
myself.
saying to Kelly, we were debating Disneyland or Disney World.
Well, now land
and
looks
I'm
really
like,
good.
yeah, that's what I said. I'm like,
Because
fuck
there's land.
Florida.
Because
Now
all you're
I'm out.
gonna get is earthquake, maybe.
Aside from my one-woman boycott of Florida, Disney World is exponentially better than
Oh my
Disneyland.
God, so much. Well, I grew up going to Disney World.
Oh, okay.
We were in Illinois. You vacation in Florida, and
right,
so
right.
we.
I'm from New York.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe it was like a tasteless thing, but I think Epcot Center was supposed to be Epcot Sinkhole.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think.
You know what my
And
favorite
then
part
they
about
changed
Epcot
it,
was?
so-
Oh no,
It's a sunk world after all.
I got the joke backwards. You know what's so good
Get
about
out of my sinkhole.
Stop it. Different wantonness.
But Disney World is the one they got right, and it really is.
You got the
it's
what
just
joke did you get
magic.
backwards?
Do you know what the best part about Europe is? It's so much like Epcot Center.
And I love Epcot
Never
Center.
been. Oh, never
I
been.
love Florida.
You know how old I am? When I was there, it was just an IMAX theater. All there was the golf ball with the IMAX theater.
Okay.
The rest was just still an idea.
You are, yeah, because
Otherwise, you had to go to Europe.
I got a parasol from France. I got like maracas from España. Like I did it all.
Nice.
It was really fun.
Never been. And don't
But
plan
now
to go anytime soon.
I'm gonna look at it at pictures. I'm gonna just go to Europe.
My sister
actually.
and my
I'm
two
gonna get a
nieces.
bottle of wine.
Yeah. My sister and my two nieces live in Florida, and I'm a little concerned that either there's going to be a story or a sinkhole. Because really,
Could go either way.
flip a coin.
Right.
The end.
Okay.
All right.
Well, let's go down to
a lot of
another
mileage on
another
samples.
lovely area of the country, Houston, Texas.
So many.
Well, a father says someone hacked into his baby's monitor, a little baby monitor that you keep in the rooms, and made crude comments to his 2-year-old daughter, according to a video from KTRK. You can find it online. Just Google KTRK and you'll find it. Mark Gilbert says that he and his wife rely on these baby monitors, which include cameras and microphones, to keep watch over their 2 infants. He first heard a voice coming from down the hall, and as his wife and him got closer and closer to the nursery, what they heard just got worse. The voice coming through the monitor said, quote, "Wake up, Allison, you little shit." At the time the parents walked in the room, the camera was moving around to see them, and that's when Mark Gilbert pulled the plug on the camera. Upon further research, it was determined that someone had hacked into his router, wireless router, hacked into it, as well as the camera in Allison's room. He was able to see the infant's room it was on the wall in the bedroom, and that's how he knew how to say, wake up Allison. As a father, he says, I'm supposed to protect her against people like this, so it's a little embarrassing to say the least, and I'm telling you that this is not going to happen again. Now, what I think of in regards to this, again, somebody who deals with the computer world all the time, yes, if you don't have your ducks in a row and your firewalls and all your other happy shit on, yes, people can hack into a wireless network and can see computers and pick cameras and all this other shit. But clearly this guy didn't have the geek squad who steals pictures from other people's computers come in and do his shit, because you shouldn't be able to do that. Not at all.
Yeah.
But the better part of this story, not the better part, the 2-year-old didn't hear anything because the child was born deaf. So
Oh, no, stop
no,
it.
it's not in that copy.
It's a blessing and
No,
a curse.
it's not in that copy, but the infant has cochlear implants and they were not turned on. So the 2-year-old slept through everything.
Oh, good.
Didn't hear anything, but never knew anything was going on.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
And by the way that if I'm not mistaken, the way that they showed the camera angle, I don't think the person could even see the child from the camera. I do.
Well, and when they're sleeping, I can just like sort of see a little blob in the bed.
Right.
And I know she's there.
Yeah.
Right.
It's when she's awake and she's jumping up and down
Right.
and
She's screaming pancakes and vodka.
Yeah.
Or what-
for breakfast. Beer for breakfast.
yeah. Vodka, not just a morning beverage.
When she tempts you out of bed with liquor, that's when you know it's time to send her to therapy. Mommy, can you make me pancakes? I'll get you vodka.
No, when she starts,
Wasn't that the THERAPY? Remember the therapy? That was what she was going to learn.
the
I like,
rapey.
are we spelling words because Katie's too drunk to spell?
No. That's what we had to do with Nantucket.
Oh, right.
Oh my god.
Hey, trust me, people have
Palmer
been
is
spelling to me
never
for
going to
years.
listen to this show. Not
Exactly.
once ever. She's not even going to know it existed.
Yeah, watch out, honey.
We'll see.
She'll still be wondering why you're on the Dancing with the Bars tour.
Why is mommy still
like
dancing?
10 years.
When
I'm
did
getting
you dance,
married
Mommy?
today. Why is mommy still dancing?
I'm graduating.
Can I do it at your wedding, baby? Can I do this dance?
Mom, I'm graduating college today. Now Sean and I got a number to do. I'm sure that's gonna happen.
We're dancing at your commencement.
Right.
We've been hired. And by hired, I mean someone just asked us, and we're doing it.
No, it's not that. Nobody said no.
Yeah, no, right.
People just standing
Nobody's
there
going
and
to ask us
you're
at that
like,
point. We're just going to show up.
I'm sorry, Dean. We couldn't find her number to stop her.
Yeah, exactly.
and by number, we don't mean dance.
Yeah, no, right.
All she wanted to do was cuddle.
Oh.
Yeah. That's all she wanted to do. Poor Heather Gardner. Well, at least that's what she told the Rhode Island police after being pulled over for drunk driving.
Okay.
She was involved in this slight 3-car accident around 2 o'clock and in the morning, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And when they arrived at the scene, they asked if she was injured, and I just wanted to pick up the lazy man to cuddle with him.
What?
The lazy man?
Uh-huh.
She found a dead guy?
Apparently, there was just someone laying there. I don't know. That's what this is alluding. Police say the woman went back and forth between laughing and crying because she's crazy. You don't understand. I just want to cuddle. Really, I can't imagine being a cop. She also allegedly admitted to drinking a lot before making the journey.
A lot!
But added, I don't drink and drive often, otherwise I'd be good at it.
That's a true story, though.
I kind of feel like maybe I said something
If she
similar.
does this, like the one eye.
Right.
I'm not encouraging that by any means.
Not even a little bit.
We have a disclaimer later.
Good luck. So no injuries were reported except for the lazy man, apparently.
Really strange.
So
Very odd.
nobody can put that together, especially not me.
Or the man, did he wake up?
No.
You see that mystery priest that's going around
We don't know.
performing
Could be.
miracles?
Could be.
Could be.
He hasn't been disputed yet?
If the police reports are any indication, the questionable behavior of drunken drivers tends to continue even when the vehicle is stopped, because they're, she just went on, and so God bless her. Though I do hope that she found someone to cuddle with, and I bet her name was Bertha
in jail.
In prison, yeah.
Bertha.
Well, orange is the new black.
Want to cuddle?
Isn't it though?
Crazy eyes. That's what she found. She found crazy eyes.
Good luck.
Orange, not as slimming as you thought.
Yeah, poor Heather. Poor Heather. So
I hope to never find out.
Oh no, you don't even wear orange.
No, and I hope to never find out. I hope to never have to.
No, why should you?
I think he's lost on that.
Maybe.
Well, no, because you're never going to prison. I got
good.
that. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm well aware. Are we done with Sleepy Man?
Oh God, yes. We're cuddling with her.
Well, there's a group. I am all about people find their faith in different things. You believe in. You've seen Jesus in toast. You've seen the crucifix and the ass of a dog that just the fur was just right.
Yeah.
Remember you've seen that? Well, in Fresno,
that's why they call him Jesus.
Fresno. Well, didn't you see that picture?
You're going to hell later.
I did, and I was hoping it would leave my memory, but now it's back.
Can't unsee it. In Fresno, California. Well, people gather to witness the miracle of a tree which they claim weeps God's tears. In fact, one expert noted the same thing happening to a tree directly across the street. The tree, which stands outside St. John's Cathedral, brought Rosemary Navarro to pray at the crepe myrtle tree. It's a type of tree, crepe myrtle. Mm-hmm. I pray, she says, and it asked the Lord to give me a miracle because I'm really, really sick. Another parishioner, Maria Ibarra, said, when you say, glory be to God in Jesus' name, and the tree starts throwing up more water at you. And we question, when you ask God, why would God cry if you ask him for help? Well, arborist John Realhorn said something is falling from the tree and he explains that. Well, I'm going to say this wrong. I know I had the word earlier.
It's okay.
The aphids. Thank you. That's the words. The aphids. Well, they suck up the tree sap, and then the sap goes right through the aphids.
Oh, it's beer at a football game.
And then it comes out as a honeydew excrement from the aphid, and it gets so heavy on the back of the aphid that sometimes it'll drip down. Basically, it's bug shit. WPTV reports that
they needed a reporter.
Maria Ibarra was the first one to feel the drops this past Wednesday when they said that it started. And whether it's aphid waste or water, she said she believes that the drops are divine. Ibarra said, I can tell you that looking at this from a scientific standpoint and a spiritual standpoint, this is the work of God manifesting itself right here on earth.
So she opened her mouth much like a snowflake.
They are standing under a tree.
It's Jesus waste.
They are standing under a tree.
Pee in my mouth, Aphid. Pee in my mouth.
Pee in my mouth.
Aphids are shitting on them
in my
essence,
mouth, Jesus.
But it's God's tears.
Sweet baby juice. Pee in my mouth.
Maybe the aphid is the Holy Ghost.
I don't know, but I just when I saw that, I laughed out loud, and I'm like, "There's no way we can pass up that."
I had to look up
Not so much a
aphid,
trilogy as a quadrangle. Father, the
That's
Son, the Holy
fantastic.
Spirit, and the aphid.
That bugs are shitting on these people who are like praying and crying to Jesus.
Yeah.
Well,
My favorite though is when you ask God for help, why wouldn't he cry?
Why not?
He's a busy man.
It's a sad
Or woman.
story.
Overwhelmed.
He's overwhelmed and underpaid.
Exactly.
busy.
Busy, yes. Continue on, Miss Ryer.
Well, if you've ever been involved with drunk driving, or
I thought you were going to go into a Broadway song. If you're ever in a scam, here I am.
and I could, but I'm not going to. Not now.
Not now. You ruined it. You killed it.
It's a
Killed my
very
dream.
serious topic.
Okay.
And I mean that. So, if you've ever been involved, much like the cuddling, Heather, I think Heather kind of needs to get together with Samuel here, because Samuel had 7 DUIs. I should say
7
on his 7th DUI.
And on the 7th DUI,
He
An
ate
aphid
shit.
shit.
peed from a tree.
Aphid shit hit his windshield, and he said, "Fuck, that was as big as an elephant," because he blamed an elephant for his 7th DUI. All right, Samuel.
It could happen. It could happen.
Possibly. I don't think it did, but possibly. So Samuel, because maybe the circus was in town, we don't know. He was arrested for a 7th DUI after getting into a car accident that he blamed on an elephant.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Now,
was this the elephant in the room?
we don't want to talk about it. So I do recall, let's just go back to a day. It was a Thursday, and I remember driving off of the road to not be on the road still. And when I did that, it was because a raccoon ran in front of me.
Right.
A raccoon never ran in front of me.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
Yeah.
Aphid shit.
Yep.
So, needless to say, at 18 at the time, I should have learned a lesson to carry on from years later, but I didn't. So I kind of get the elephant thing, except I think that's a little overboard. Maybe the raccoon is a better story.
Mm-hmm.
So this was in Newcastle, Delaware. We don't get a lot of stories out of Delaware, but a lot of elephants.
There's a lot of elephants there.
In Delaware?
Running
Wanton,
rampant.
yeah.
Oh, I thought that was just the Republicans.
Running rampant.
Got it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. So the trooper who
That would have been a
responded
more
to the
believable
scene,
story.
right?
I was swerving to hit a Republican.
Well, he found that.
Damn
I
it,
would have
missed.
definitely not. Oh, 2 hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have swerved to miss one of those guys.
I like it. The trooper who responded, oddly, found that Phillips appeared to be impaired. Samuel Phillips. I don't know why. I mean, he told the trooper that the accident was a result of swerving to avoid an elephant he observed running in the path of his vehicle.
Oh, shit.
To the best of his knowledge, this Captain John Day said that there were no elephants running loose in Newcastle that night.
Could have been a street sweeper.
Could have been. We don't know.
Because those are kind of big and
You know what would be
lumber,
funny is if it was part of his withdrawal from alcohol. Like if he'd gone 2 hours since his last drink and he was already starting to see shit.
Or if he was on acid.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
acid,
better.
which is the other story that I have. But the thing that's difficult for me is that Phillips was not just charged with his DUI, but you would think he'd be a better citizen. He was also charged with failure to provide insurance.
No, this was in Delaware.
Not surprising.
Yeah,
Who's going to insure
him?
you after
Yeah.
6 DUIs?
In Delaware,
Go
correct?
crazy
of
the aphid
elephants.
tree. Take your chances.
In Delaware, right?
Yeah, in Delaware.
Well, in
yes.
related news, a circus train ran off the rails, and there were animals running amok in an area in Delaware.
Oh,
I really thought you were reading that. I'm like, maybe he did see an elephant. Shit.
holy
Oh my
shit!
God.
We got to
Can
call
you
his
imagine?
lawyer.
Samuel Phillips' lawyer.
They
We
must
don't know
have
if he
missed
has
that.
But
one.
wouldn't it be funny if later it comes back that there was like a circus train going through town?
That
and
would
it-
be great.
Yeah. But
That
we
would
don't,
be
If he
Cruel
really
fate.
was sober.
as long as
Yeah.
they save the dog.
No, he was,
Yeah.
the sober part wasn't going to change.
Not
the
even a
elephant
little
part
bit.
might.
And nor would the insurance.
That's
Right,
more,
the insurance.
that could be more believable than
The
him
only
being sober.
variable in this story is whether or not there was an elephant. He was still drunk.
Yeah, I guess. Now,
Absolutely.
I bet though he's looking for an elephant rider on his next policy because he's
Rogue.
rogue
Rogue
elephant.
wanton elephants.
So I have flood insurance on my car, uninsured driver,
willy-nilly.
I need safari insurance.
Yeah, exactly. Serengeti.
Because safari, it hasn't worked for
The
me.
Serengeti rider is
I need to be covered for anything that might appear in the Serengeti or
Which
Delaware.
oddly was an NBC show. An NBC show called Serengeti Rider. Totally different than Knight Rider.
Totally different.
It was a talking elephant, not a talking car.
Michael.
And not just the car was black.
Well,
Took me a second.
I know
but-
most people when they bring a child into the world, it's a wonderful occasion. You and Palmer.
It is,
I
yeah.
mean, you know, for the few minutes of shooting around that cannon was a bitch, but after that, it's all just been love and rockets, hasn't it? Well, a Chinese man has won a court fight against his wife after suing her for being ugly.
Oh my God.
Jian Fang filed a lawsuit after his wife gave birth to what he says was an ugly baby and saying that her daughter didn't look like either one of them. After he accused her of cheating, she admitted before they met she'd spent over $100,000 on plastic surgery
this is an
before
older
she got
story.
married. Handout. So that's when he filed for divorce,
That is
saying
money well spent.
saying that she had deceived him and convinced him to marry her under false pretenses. Now, of course, you're going to guess.
This isn't really.
Absolutely.
No, it's a true story. It's a couple years old though, or
Now,
earlier in the year.
no.
He's
Because
no prize
she's-
either.
He's no prize either.
She's
So-
now
Well, now,
gorgeous,
you-
and she used to be just a real.
Yeah, but she gave birth to a tragic
She
kid.
was
I mean,
fun.
Yes.
Ugly.
And this one's surprised that he has an ugly kid.
Right.
Can you? Yeah, look, you can kind of see that.
Yeah. Well, or you could just Google it online because if you look up Chinese man wins ugly baby.
Because if you look at the actual woman
I was trying to get it early enough to put those into the thing, but I couldn't. But anyway,
versus the actual like
she's-
the new lady post surgery is gorgeous.
Yeah.
so after all this is said and done, a judge agreed with him and awarded him $120,000
It's
and
China.
But
people.
now, was that for surgery
and
for
a,
the kid?
and a divorce. No, I didn't. Nothing was said.
Now, and you also said that his last name is Fang?
Fang.
Was he a little long in the tooth?
F-E-N-G. I don't know. F-E-N-G.
Okay.
Now, but
Just these are my questions.
okay, so for the rest of this child's life, now, I don't know if she's keeping the child, if he's keeping. I don't know how they're doing that.
Well, I hope after he called it an ugly baby, she would keep the child.
Right, but for the rest of this child's
he
life,
doesn't become
Daddy
less of
of
an
the
asshole.
year.
because internet doesn't go away.
No.
For the rest of the child's life, he's going to be known as the ugly baby. Now, what'll be funny as hell is if this kid grows up and from some miraculous way becomes absolutely gorgeous and becomes like a Chinese.
Well, there's a lot
top
of
model.
really attractive people that have very unattractive parents.
I understand, and vice versa. They have beautiful children. They just go to be ugly as
Yeah.
shit.
The thing that's actually really funny is that the baby looks more
More
like
like
the
him.
dad.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looks like the dad. So you're no prize.
Yeah.
But that woman, that transformation is unlike anything I've ever seen.
Now, the other thing I was wondering, it doesn't say in this if it's.
And it's mostly like an eye lift. Why did she spend so much money?
She got her eyes opened,
done and
her
it
lips done, her nose done.
looks
She
like
got
her
a chin
chin.
implant.
Right.
I mean,
But isn't China the place where that if you have it's frowned upon to have female?
yeah, they don't want girls. They don't want girls. Period.
So
Because they only get one.
Right,
That's
right.
the
Oh,
other
but
thing.
now
is-
they're done
They're
with that.
back-
Have you heard?
yeah,
no,
they got to
they're
back
back
up
to-
on that because they realize
Yeah.
that they only want male children, and now you need a girl to reproduce. So they're running into some problems.
Right.
These big countries that have all these weird rules, like Russia is having this problem with their birth rate and population dropping.
We got a story about that coming soon.
China's having the problem with no females.
Right.
Because they were well, I don't know, but
now
I
finding
feel like
a
I remember,
wife
but they were killing female babies, or they were
Selective abortions.
aborting
Yeah.
female babies. I
Oh,
mean,
all
they
kinds of stuff.
really
Putting
didn't
them up-
want them
putting them into orphanages.
just to like go rot in an
Just to-
orphanage.
Yeah, and then they realize
Just
that now
go
it's so
rot,
hard
yeah.
to. Now it's like winning the lottery to find someone to marry to China.
Wow.
Because there's a predominance of males, and it's turning into a problem.
Yeah.
There's some interesting stuff on reading about population problems. Japan is the
Oh,
first. They've gone 3 generations without a war, and they have overcrowding. They've been a warring nation because they're just an island, or they invade. So 3 generations, and they have a population control problem that they never had to deal with before.
Huh.
Isn't that interesting?
because they've failed to
Go to
engage
war.
in war. Interesting.
Right.
They haven't
lose a
killed off
bunch of
their
people.
male people or invaded another country.
Coming up on 8 o'clock, it's the end of hour 1. We have 2 more full, fun-filled hour. Well, you be the judge. We have 2 more hours coming. I'm not sure if they're going to be fun-filled or not. I bet they will be, because 9 times out of 10, we have a drinking word, then we drink, we have more fun, we call each other names or other people names. The Death Watch is coming up. Sports with Katie, entertainment from Al. I got a couple more headlines, I think, with Marnie. Who knows what will happen? Maybe you can even join us in the chat room. We'll see you in a minute right here on Q Talk America.
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Good evening once again. It is 8 o'clock straight up. This is The Show on Q Talk America. My name is Clayton McKee, coming to you live from the Q Talk studios in Central Phoenix. I'm here alongside Katie June, Marnie Ryer, and Al Perkins. We complete the cast of the show. Each and every week, we come to you 3 hours live, never Memorex, live right here from this studio. We're glad you're joining us along, whether you are in Kuwait, France, one of the many listeners in the United States. If you're watching, we thank you for that. I can't tell who and from where you are watching us. If you can, hit us up in the chat room. Let us know where you are, what you're doing. I do know that there were a couple boys in Australia that we were their Wednesday afternoon show. I haven't heard from them in a while, so hopefully...
in Okinawa, Donnie's not around.
Donnie's not there. Maybe he's busy. He's got a lot to do in Okinawa. It's a busy place, Okinawa.
I just realized that after I was saying stuff about Japan. I was like, we can back that up.
So is Managua, Nicaragua. Very busy place. I don't know why that came to mind.
I don't either.
Like I said, it's the beginning of hour 2. This hour, we have a couple more headlines to hit. Also, entertainment with Al, sports with Katie. We have a drinking word that we're going to get to just moments from now. And then, we'll talk about all kinds of other shit. And then the last half hour, we're pretty in the bag. And then it's thoughtful vulgarity. If you have something you want to talk about, do hit us up in the chat room. If you have our numbers, text us or email us at theshow@qtalkamerica.com. That'll come right to me. And we can read your comments on the air or defend ourselves against something that we might have said.
Or something horrible that you've said about us.
Oh, yeah, because we tend to do that from time to time because that's what we do. Oh, for the love. I think we're good to start this. I think before we go into other headlines, do you think we should do the drinking word and get on board with that?
I think so.
Sure,
like
let's do it.
We can do that. Because why? Because, well, that's what we do. Well, as soon as I get the right cameras, there's a lot I have to do with cameras to make all this shit work. Someday I'll make it easier. Or we'll get Natalie Cienciola to start producing this fucking show.
Producer Natalie.
It'll happen sooner or later. Here we go.
And now, a drink-along. We dare you to stay awake during this royalty-free music and to play a drinking game with us. If you are currently or soon to be driving a car, you cannot play. If you are presently the primary caregiver for children and or the elderly, you may desperately want to play, but no. If you are listening from a rehab facility, you are disqualified because you already hit bottom. And that means you already won this game at least once. If playing this game is in any way illegal for you, put the bottle down and make better life choices. There is no good in your goodbye, and there is no lifeguard on duty, so you will be swimming at your own risk. Tell your lawyer to take the fucking day off. You can't sue us. We warned you. Good luck.
Well, our drinking word is wanton.
Wanton. No, I'm not surprised. I'm enjoying that.
Thought it might be.
Yes.
In any term of the definition, like you can use any one of them.
Wanton, yeah.
Well, aren't you a wanton hussy?
Yeah, yes. I love wanton hussy.
I like it.
Wanton.
And I like to watch movies that include phrases like wanton hussy.
Wanton. Is there anyone particularly comes to mind?
Oh, God, the women. She's a wanton hussy.
She's a wanton hussy. Got that.
I want to say that the old lady on the train says it. Wanton hussy.
Are you talking about throwing Mama from the train?
L'amour. No, and the women. When she's on the train on the way to read over the divorce.
Evan, you clumsy poop.
Is the women, it's back to the perfume counter for me? Is that where that comes from? Got it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't.
Well, I guess it's back to the perfume counter for me.
God, we haven't heard that. We haven't heard that in a long time, and I think it's time we do.
Looks like it's back to the perfume counter for me.
And it should be. Well, that was fun. We haven't heard that in a long time. Marnie, you have another headline?
You know, I do.
Go ahead.
And I just want to point out that the stylus does not work on the laptop.
No matter how hard you try.
To that point, I'm going to get a beverage.
Yeah, doesn't work on my
Palmer tries.
It doesn't work on my computer either.
I love that Palmer knows the iPad and the
son
iPhone
of a
so much
bitch.
that, and I don't use the iPad often. I'm a laptop kind of gal, and she comes over and is legitimately like,
and mad,
looks at me and she's like, "But what? Why I don't get it?" I mean, it's very funny.
No, I
Why
enjoy
can't I
that.
put my fingers all over this?
Yeah. What's happening? So
I want to be wanton on here.
Just
My
That meant
daughter is
frolic or play.
Yes, thank you.
Oddly, I'd like to return
Thanks for the
to Florida.
clarification.
I'd like to return to Florida. Things are going all Florida right now.
Oh, Florida. That's what I'm all Florida.
All Florida. Well, it's kind of a Shakespearean play. To keep your penis or to not keep your penis?
Yeah.
That is the question.
I saw that one.
That is the question. And, the main thing is this Michael likes acid.
Keep it. That's my answer.
Don't keep it. Keep it. That was his answer. I want it. No, I
Flynn
don't.
likes that.
So he was asking the police to cut off his penis. He was on acid.
Oh, whoops.
Well, there's that.
He
It's
said,
just like a little stamp on your tongue.
"Can you
there.
cut it off?" He said, "Cut this off."
Cut this off.
Oh my!
Cut this off. This guy's bad trip could have cost him his tip.
Just the tip, ma'am.
Just the tip, ma'am. That's awesome. So anyway, he's a University of Florida student, which right away, and he's 19.
Gators.
Claimed to be on LSD, and he stripped naked, asking cops not to cut off his penis. He then apparently changed his mind and requested they do cut it off.
No. Cut it off. Cut it off. Actually, cut it off.
Don't cut
I
it
was
off.
wrong.
He loves
Shut
me.
up.
He loves
No.
me not. Yeah.
Right. He was a little not himself. So when they were dispatched to this apartment complex, the authorities showed up around 1:25 in the morning about a suspicious person. Maybe the naked guy screaming about his penis. I don't know. And this guy was just kind of, he was wanton.
Yeah.
For,
If you will.
Well
if you
played.
will. Thanks. And they approached him and he started to just rip off his clothes. He wasn't naked yet. He just started to rip off his clothes. And then he admitted, you ready?
Uh-huh.
Has to do with the aphids.
He pissed in his mouth?
Well, no, he wasn't
Oh,
pissing or
Jesus.
shitting, but he told him he was God.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
Well,
good.
that's just part of
Naturally.
that's
Of
acid
course.
101, people.
Yeah, you're always God. when you're on
Actually,
come
acid.
on.
You know that.
Acid
I don't know that.
in Florida, 101.
Oh my God! What if there had been a sinkhole nearby?
Well, he'd have been naked in the sinkhole.
Looking for an elephant.
So anyway, this
His,
God
his wanton drug
his
use.
wanton
One
drug
drug.
use.
Good use of the word.
Thank you.
Well played.
Reckless.
Reckless. This alleged God impersonator said, "Don't cut off my penis before demanding cut off my penis," as stated earlier.
God impersonator.
He stated that he had taken LSD, but nobody was able to determine whether this was true or not. Apparently, they didn't catch on to that. Cut off my penis! Don't cut off my penis!
What was like
And
throwing them? I wonder.
The fact that he was God.
What was the holdup there with
All of
that?
a sudden, you put your penis in, you put your penis out, you put your penis in,
And you cut it all out.
Whoopsie.
Oh, my bad. He refused to get drunk, and then he punched an officer
Oh.
in the head, and I mean the cabeza,
Oh.
and tried to walk away.
I'll take things that are
He
good for
was-
1,000.
Yeah.
He was restrained. They had used the stun gun on him 6 times.
While he
Not
was
like
naked?
in Wyoming.
But while he was totally
while he
naked,
was- yeah.
that's fantastic.
It had no effect on him.
Oh,
Yeah.
No shit.
No
Like he was
effect
so
on
hopped
him.
up on acid. Wow.
Yep. So the hospital treated him for 3 days, because he had 6 stun gun burns, according to this place called the Dreamin' Demon. That is who wrote that part of the story. He allegedly spit on one of the employees when he got there. This guy was a mess. Anyway, he was booked into jail on charges of battery on a medical care provider for spitting.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Battery on a law enforcement officer.
For punching him in the head.
Punch in the head.
Sure.
And resisting an officer. Now,
Peacefully.
I've never resisted an officer.
He was
Yeah, I
God.
wouldn't either.
Now, the some facts we do have. He still has his penis.
I'm sure he's happy now.
They didn't cut it off.
GTK. Good to know.
To know. Thank you for the
Hashtag
explanation.
GTK.
Because otherwise I was going to have to look that up.
Yeah.
And but one of the things we don't know is
If he had an
attorney. We don't know that.
Fingers
part.
crossed.
Fingers crossed. Well,
But
I don't
he has
know-
a penis.
Penis tucked.
He does.
That way you can feel like both. It's here, it's not there.
Duct tape, please.
Yeah.
So anyway, but so God is doing well, and
And alive in Florida.
alive, penile, and in Florida.
There's
Oh,
that.
good.
God bless him. Well, I mean himself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna this last one. I saved it for last because I figured this will cause some conversation around the table.
A great brouhaha.
Well, a brouhaha, yeah, a wanton conversation. This is an older and I honestly I feel bad because I didn't have time to actually go through this whole thing and edit
Well,
it
it's
down.
30 pages long.
Right, it is.
Christ.
But I combined also 2 stories.
Aphids in a tree. What is that?
No, that was a better story. The comments made by a media manager, media mogul, whoever he is, I think his last name is like Amici. No, Amici is the NBA basketball player. Never mind. The guy who says basically in regards to gays that in auto accidents that their hearts should be burned or buried. They're not suitable to be transplanted into other people. They're
totally reasonable.
There's sperm should not be passed on.
Yeah, they should be able to donate blood or sperm.
all
and
these
if they are in a car accident,
No.
their heart should be buried or burned, buried in the ground.
Like a first drive a stake through it, though.
Yeah, but
just to be sure.
What he's saying is,
Team gay.
God forbid you got a you in your need to
Unreal.
live, you got a gay heart.
And who is this?
This is
Unless you're Aurora.
Speaking on Russia One, one of the largest news channels.
It's a state-sponsored TV channel.
Under Kremlin control. A guy, his last name is Kisilev, K-I-S-I-L-E-V. It's European or Russian rather.
CNN's been playing this all day, but they rerun the show every 2 hours. And I guess the American news has been cutting off that the audience applauds.
Yeah, because
they're
stand
also
up and applaud.
hired mourners. Not only is it
Oh.
state sponsored, but they make sure, kind of like the Pat Robertson show, that the audience members
It's like North Korea.
are given directions right.
Oh, I got it right. I got it right. He said, quoting him now, I think that just imposing fines on gays for homosexual propaganda among teenagers is not enough. They should be banned from donating blood, sperm, and their hearts in the case of an automobile accident should be buried in the ground or burned as unsuitable for the continuation of life.
And then now what the way that they're taking that, now he kind of backed off and said he meant that he didn't think that anyone should get a gay heart as part of a transplant. But I guess the translation was that they should take the heart out of the living. Like, I guess
sure.
He tried to make it better by saying that you shouldn't get a heart transplant, but what he meant was they should just take the hearts out of gay people and bury them in the ground. Like, it was kind of weird that
That's what it's kind of sounded like.
that providing care for them if they've been hurt is not really worth the time. Just take the heart out and make it stop. But I guess it's a translation problem on that last one, because that's where I guess they drew the line that they, it's just fucked up.
And a lot of this, all of this Russia crazy gayness has transferred over as well to France. I mean, it's rippling through.
Well, France approved gay marriage,
Right.
And
That's why I'm so surprised.
there is a very conservative movement, and they did a hashtag, an anti-gay hashtag,
Well,
right?
there were actually 3. It was hashtag burn the gays, hashtag team homophobia, which was like a positive thing, and hashtag like kill all the gays. Like there were 3 different, and they all were very negative.
And was it Twitter or Google? Now,
Twitter.
Okay, because the story
There's
I
a
read,
lawsuit against Twitter or against France. I could Google it, and I don't know who filed the lawsuit, but about
for
all
hate
of these.
speech, because they're not allowed, they're not supposed to be able to hashtag hate speech.
Yeah.
And that's why I thought it was strange, because the thing that I said was a weird person to sue with the hashtag, because I thought it had to go right to Twitter. But it probably was. I might have found something else strange. But the backlash against, and France is such a liberal country, or that's how you think of it. But this conservative backlash, which is a very small but vocal minority, and they protested right up until the gay marriage vote. They tried to get like a Million Mom March kind of thing going in Paris and in front of another big city's church on the day of the vote, and they were horrible. Like they were kind of making our 6 people from Fred Phelps. What's that place called?
Westboro.
They kind of put Westboro to shame. Like they came out in numbers. They didn't find
They
6
really showed
crazies. They found a large number. Like I want to say at one point.
Gays must die. I'm sorry. Gays must die. Team homophobe and burn gays on the. Gras, maybe steak. I don't know.
Yeah.
If this is a translation problem, hire better fucking translators.
No. Theirs wasn't a translation. They meant that.
Oh,
But
also, if my son is gay. I'm sorry, I don't mean
Yeah,
to
hashtag if my and then they say horrible things. No, there was the translation. Why did I say no? The Russian thing was the translation.
Oh, my bad. We changed countries.
But this one is this small vocal minority, and they are not going away.
No, and what's really creepy deepy about this and this Twitter thing in France is that, I mean, they're not giving demographics of these tweeters, but they're showing some photos. I mean, they're showing some people's pages, and they look like young people. I mean, they look like young people who's doing this, which is surprising to me.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like the young people are generally
right. And in a country where the gay marriage thing, it went over like really strong.
Yeah. It's fucking France. I mean, you're all gay.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's gay and pretty and happy and
Smells
drinking
a little
wine,
and smokes, yeah.
a little funky. you're like making the best fashion. That's our gay guys doing that.
Yeah.
Gay men.
And guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what's going on over there?
So weird.
And Rive Gauche.
It's just bizarre.
It means left bank. Isn't that disappointing?
The worst part about it, and I'm sorry, I don't know if we hijacked the rest of that headline.
No, I wanted you to because I figured that was going to happen.
But the worst part is that, you know, these things that are happening in Russia and this Twitter business in France and all the bullshit in Uganda and blah, 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 is that this, while the American Focus on the Families and Westboro type, you know, organization, nonprofits.
Yeah, exactly.
While they may not be finding as much success here in the States, they're taking all of their energy, or they're taking a lot of their energies now
and
money and focusing them in these other countries where they're starting these groundswells. It's clear here now, and although I still believe we'll go back and forth on the gay issue until we are afforded full federal marriage equality in every single state. Yeah. I think it's still going to be a while,
right? But this is
we can see the trend in America moving toward.
And it's already happened in
marriage.
France, so this is and there will be a backlash. Like if it ever does, you'll be
sure.
I'm sure Georgia and Alabama and Arizona will gather together and put one of these things together.
Yeah.
And as you're reading, if you go down to the bottom of the comments, any of the ones that they're posting on CNN about the Olympics, if you go down and you read the bottom, it's like, why are we getting into Russia's business? They're good with God. They're making right with God. They're making the right decisions. I mean, read the quotes on the bottom.
The comments.
They are like, there's nut jobs around, as we've all known.
Right.
But they're, you know, the social media part of, and I don't really like that they allow comments on the bottom of these news stories, because I kind of lose my faith in humanity as I scroll down and start reading them.
Well, no, but I think it helps because you realize that it's 9 times out of 10, it's the crazies that are all lining up underneath it.
Yeah.
So you've figured out, okay, this is who you're dealing with.
Right.
I think it sort of gives you more of a glimpse into the inside of.
I just don't get it. I
like to know when they're out in the open. I don't care what, you know what I mean? The people that are just doing it.
What is the
I just don't get it. And I think that it's, you know, because like the fact that this you know, two things. The fact that this says I would, you know, hashtag kill if my son were gay, you know, and I'm sure they're, you know, this young girl wrote, I set fire to the gays. Like, she's young, attractive, like, girl, young person. I just am like, what? And
she just pissed because a gay really won't do her hair.
I know. Right. Yeah, exactly. Or she like had a schoolgirl crush on a gay boy.
Right, and found out that
like,
he's in One
pissed.
Direction touring the countries.
Yeah. And I really think, I wonder, because I saw this political, I don't know what's political, but it was a cartoon on some politically charged kind of website, liberal website. And it was, you know, the dad who is kicking the son out of the house because he's gay, and then spends the majority of his online time like downloading lesbian porn.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, that's hot, but this is totally not. And I wonder if so often it has, because like if you actually just like think about a relationship, it's not really that big of a deal. I think that I think that they get so like hyper obsessed about the actual act of gay sex, and that freaks them out. And the reason I do is because I was on this really great youth retreat with 1 in 10, and there was a man that was speaking there at one of the sessions, and he was saying, my son came out, and he's super, super supportive now, but he was like, you know, my son came out to me, and you know, he says I'm gay, and that's fine, and all of this is fine, and you know, he's like, I tried to just go along with it until I met his first boyfriend,
and then
the only thing I could think of is my son and this boy like having anal sex.
Yeah.
He's like, I like, it was really, really, really hard for him
I think
to
that's
overcome.
I think that's the hard part for.
Oh, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
I like this thing.
Make a note of that in my
Sex.
head. But I honestly do think that
Hashtag.
that is the hard
like
part
it.
for men to understand about other straight men to understand about gay men is they can't just. Once you get it in their head, or once they get it in their head, that's all they see.
It just becomes so like, and then they just think the whole thing. I don't know.
And you just got to wait for them to get past it. And you do have to let them go sit for a while, a year, and just get over that.
Yeah,
part.
and that's what the dad, was saying. He's like, "But this is my son, and I am like, I'm going to have a healthy sexual relationship with my wife, and he wants to have a healthy sexual relationship with his partner.
Right.
Like, it's totally not, you have to. But he's like, I had to get through that.
And then you got to think of all the, and unless you're the, the white straight missionary couple that you only do it one way and that's it, and
right,
you're,
and who really believes that?
Oh,
I think there are a
lot of people, right?
I think there are. the whole South.
Pat Robertson believes that.
No. I mean, who really believes that they actually do that?
No, I think they do.
No, I think they do.
Do you really?
Yeah. And I think that's the problem
They're
because
angry.
because anything else is sodomy. I mean, according to what any place you put that's not procreation is sodomy.
And then you just take all the fun out of it. So then you really are just laying there, like. You know what I mean? Like
for the woman, you just
lay there,
like New Jersey.
I read this.
They're looking for the G spot. This fucker's on S. Like, nah, sweetie.
I read another really interesting article today. It was a letter from a dad to his daughter, and it was he just said, "I hope you go and enjoy sex." And what the whole thing was is like, how dads are supposed to say, "Oh, I'm gonna kill any guy that talks to you," and he's like, "That's stupid. It's just so asinine to think and to ask your children
or any guy that treats you badly." That's the right way to say it.
Any guy that treats you badly, and he even said, "You're gonna have your heart broken, and I'm gonna hold you while you cry, and my heart will break in two for you. But you have to experience those." Things in your life, and you have to feel empowered and free to explore your body and your sexuality, and it's a pleasurable thing, and it's not a bad thing, and make good choices, but don't feel guilty." It was just a really good kind of in this open letter. And so many people are scared of saying any of the things that dad said or thinking that. Or
do you watch Newsroom on HBO?
I just started.
Okay, so they're kind of taking different sides of they're kind of not being the liberal mouth of me. So this year they're kind of looking at different angles. Like they're on the Trayvon. Now they're in the time of Trayvon Martin. Yeah. And they're pretending they're NBC and editing the 911 call wrong to get rid of the 911 operator asking, is he white, black, or Hispanic? And they just cut it to he's a black guy, or I think he's black. They forget that someone asked him a question. He doesn't just offer that up. So they took the blame on that one. And then they're on the Sandra Fluke. Is that her name?
Mm-hmm.
Fluke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They mention her, and somebody writes an article in the paper about, the indignity of being called a slut. And this one girl is like, I'm going to take the feminist stand on there. What's wrong with being a slut? Like, I enjoy sex. I'm a sexual creature. I have sex. Yes, that's why I want birth control, because I want to have sex. That's the point. The indecency isn't calling her a slut. She's a slut. Okay, whatever she's wanton.
Well,
so what?
Thank you. I was waiting.
Yeah, she has every right.
And good for her.
Yeah, she has every right to be. Stand up for her right to make her own sexual choices, not for being called a slut.
Right.
So this girl gets on her soapbox about it. I'm like, absolutely no one presented that argument at the time, and it's so much smarter than anything I was thinking. Don't be offended that someone called you a slut. You're allowed to.
Yeah.
Do what you have to do.
Do what you want to do.
Be careful. Take some simple.
Be smart.
Be like dangerous liaisons. As long as you take a couple simple precautions, you can do that as many times with as many different men as you choose.
And a safe word is always helpful.
Oh, yes, exactly. I like Philadelphia.
I like wanton.
I'm always going along with.
So wanton.
Right. Harrison says even fathers of hetero kids squirm when they think of their kids having sex.
Right.
And that's father-daughters. Like, I don't think any father wants to think of his child being penetrated. Let's just say it that way.
But as this father said too, but she doesn't want to think that about me either. Let's just agree to put those we both know it's happening. I'm having sex, you're having sex, and let's just appreciate it as a totally normal thing of life.
And pretend we see elephants. You know what I mean? Rogue, yeah.
Going back to what you were talking about in regards to.
That's a good point. The first time you think of your parents having sex is uncomfortable for everyone.
My parents have only done it 3 times. They just got so lucky.
All 3 times, yeah. My parents only did it twice. The last time they shopped.
That is a funny way to think about it.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Let's go to the store.
Let's go to the store. See what they got in the aisle.
That one's available.
Yeah.
There was I'm always saving pictures off of Facebook, and this one was from the Fuck Hate campaign, and it's a very cute picture, and I'll hand you the phone in a minute of these of two guys, and it's a quote from a mom named Sharon Underwood. She's the mother of a bullied teen, and the quote is, "I don't know why my son is gay, but I know that God didn't put him and millions like him on this earth to give someone else a chance to abuse them." And I just thought it was such a cute thing. But this picture, I'll just hand this up. I just thought this picture was so cute with these two guys and just the quote from the mom. And I don't know if that's her son or not, but just the package of it was so cute. But it was so
they're adorable.
So agreed, like for a parent to say.
Define abuse.
Wanted.
Safe word.
Philadelphia. Oh, it is
Fuck me till I scream Philadelphia.
Wow. Well, speaking of entertainment, here we.
I'm now going to start picturing your sexual escapades. And
on Sunday, you were about ready to picture anybody.
Yeah. Has your TV ever gone to snow before?
Yeah. Again,
kind of like that.
Using a bad segue. Let's go all the way from this entertainment to Al's entertainment. Woo!
Well, Taye Diggs and Idina Menzel go wicked in an airport. Elysium and Where the Millers trade bragging rights for the weekend. Corey Monteith's film to play at the Toronto Film Festival. Shark Week has its best week ever. Leah Michelle and Glee win Teen Choice Awards. Sandra Oh to leave Grey's Anatomy. I have a record selection for you. And our drinking word is wanton. And that's on the bottom of my list.
Woo! And that's entertainment.
There's like five movies. That's long this week. And there's 5 movies you should see.
No, you're talking
6.
really fast this week for some reason.
Yeah, you are.
I think we all are because it seems like the time is going slower for some reason.
Perhaps combined with all my sleep, I drank a lot of coffee.
Maybe.
There's a chance.
It could happen to you.
Okay, we'll start with, because it's the first thing on here to delete. Shark Week finishes its best ratings ever after 26 years.
Is the week over?
It won. Yes, it ended. It sadly, and I don't remember it ending like this. It ended Friday. Original programming ended Friday, and Saturday was just repeats, and Sunday we were back to Gold Diggers about white trash people doing white trash things, which I guess is what we're discovering on Discovery Channel.
Okay.
A lot.
Got nothing.
The bragging rights among men 18 to 49. That demo is the #1 network in all of TV among men, including broadcast and cable. So again, we're getting car commercial and movie to like.
Right.
So that Thursday night programming, whatever it was, I don't remember which show was specifically on Thursday, because that's your biggest night for broadcast for commercial prices. Thursday nights, because that's when movies advertise for the next day. So that's your big money night is Thursday. So whatever they did on Thursday night, just kind of raked it in for them. And the thing that got the most crap, they took the most heat for, was their highest rated thing, and it got views all week. Every time they repeated Megalodon, which was so fucking
we talked about
stupid.
Last week.
It got higher and higher ratings because people were like wanted to see what was so bad.
Right.
It worked both sides of the aisle of like, sounds interesting, and I've heard it's terrible, so let's watch it.
Sounds like Sharknado.
So I watched the trailer for that, by the way.
Oh, and one night they were on after Shark After Dark, or Watch What Happens During Shark Week Live, whatever the hell the name of that show was. But Tara Reid and Ian someone.
Zering from 90210.
Yeah, oh my God.
Again, here's another show. I didn't like 90210 because I think they caused America's drinking problem. Because every episode
by the
was
one
very,
episode,
yeah,
they're wanton. I think we talked about that before.
I thought that was World
They
War
were
II.
very wanton children.
No, they had one drink and they had to have a very special episode and put somebody in rehab. Oh my God, he's got a rum and coke. The kid's 35 years old. Granted, he's playing a 17-year-old, but settle the fuck down. They had so many very special episodes.
I think we talked about that before.
By the time we graduated from high school, there was like one
pot,
virgin.
There was a gun episode.
I never saw a gun in my school. But seriously, there were just weeds and stem in the macaroni and cheese in the cafeteria. Like, I mean, not seeds and stem. I always get that joke wrong.
Two jokes wrong.
There was people with like poppers in their locker and Jack Daniels. Everybody was having sex. Even the people that were innocent were having sex. Yeah. I was dealing drugs out of my locker. For the love of God, calm the fuck down. That show. I was like, And seriously, and ever since then, people started drinking Robitussin because they're like, well, I don't want to be an alcoholic. So I'm going to go drink some Robitussin till I hallucinate and crash my car.
Into an elephant.
I really do. I blame that show for like the downfall of teenagers being raised correctly.
All right.
Plus, it was never, like the Cosby Show, was never funny.
Still such a problem.
I am definitely anti you right now.
I know. I never cracked a smile once in the entire run of that show.
Totally fun. And now we found out Raven Simone's a lesbian.
That might help.
You could be back on board.
If you go back and listen to her jokes now,
for a couple of
knowing...
reruns.
She does come on to like season 22 or however long that fucking show is on.
Oh, no, she just came out last week.
Oh, I know.
When did she come onto the show?
Yeah.
Oh, I think so. When did she come out?
Yeah.
The show's been off the air for a long time.
Okay, so Corey Monteith, his new movie, let me see if I can find the link to this. Here it is, Mechanic. And it's not spelled like mechanic. It's spelled like McIntyre. It's like a last name. Will premiere at the Toronto Film Festival on September 9th, where if history repeats itself, is where we will find most of our Best Picture nominees, if not the winner. And the whole game of the Oscars changes. And the plot centers on narcotics detective Eugene Mack, David Morse, who you remember as George Washington and all kinds of stuff. And he was in The Green Mile. He was in Contact. And he discovers a seemingly harmless young criminal, Monteith, who's been released from prison. And so in a very strange turn of events, he's playing a drug addict. So that's the big news.
Now,
does it get the Oscar for that?
Now, sidebar question. What do you mean Oscar for that?
Too soon?
Oh, no, that's what I was going to ask. Okay, where I was going with this was, just because I know nothing of the real backstory, the first thing I jumped to is Heath Ledger.
Mm-hmm.
Heath Ledger was playing the Joker, was so into that character, and got so wrapped up into it, and then I guess that's part of his accident.
And you know what's funny about that is that went back and forth because I was on a fanboy site one day, and they were like, "Can you believe that somebody said that it was because he was so into the part?" Because that story came up and then got shot down quickly, that he was having some emotional problems because of playing the Joker, and they did report that at first, but it wasn't true. He was just having insomnia. And he was trying to do different things to fall asleep, and he just mixed too many different sleeping.
Oh, okay, got it. I never heard that part.
It's one of those the dangers. That
I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know there was an insomnia issue.
Yeah, it was a different.
It was up for days,
and he had been complaining to everybody, and he tried, and everyone's done it. You take the Ambien, you take something else, you add something else, you add a glass of wine. Next thing you know, you're winning an Oscar for Batman. Posthumously. Second time. Sandra Oh has decided to leave Grey's Anatomy when her contract expires at the end of the worst show on TV's season 10. I don't know how that show is still on.
Oh my God, I love it.
I know it's good drama, but they are the worst at medicine. Plus, there's no nurses in that hospital. I don't need to point this out.
That's actually really true.
But when the doctor starts starting IVs, I'm like, all right, everybody settle the fuck down. That will never happen. Not one nurse in the whole show, ever.
That's actually really true. Yeah.
They do they're miracle workers.
I think Derek was into one of the nurses at one point.
Yeah, exactly.
He fucked her and
then
like
she
a hot second.
Define into her.
Yeah. Just the tip, man.
She was a wanted nurse.
Wanted.
She was on the set and off the set.
Keeping the stereotype that nurses are whores alive, although I do know a lot of nurses are whores. And one day they coded a woman for 4 hours, and they were like, the record for coding someone is 4 hours, and they lived. And not only did they code her for 4 hours, but she'd be a vegetable, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? She'd be from Bird's Eye in the frozen section. Oh no, she got up and started doctoring. Oh no, sweetheart, you've got 12 broken ribs if they were doing that correctly.
Oh no,
that's when because I used to watch that show, and when they coded her and she came back, plus
who was it that they
Ellen, the one that should die. I don't know what her real name is, but I hate
Meredith Grey.
I hate her in real life. I hate her on the show.
Yeah,
hardest thing to eat in a vegetable, wheelchair.
Yep. How do you turn a fruit into a vegetable? Have a tiger drag it off stage by the neck.
I love Vegas. I love tigers. The white ones really get the show going.
So Lea Michele won the Teen Choice Awards. Jesus Christ, they give out a lot of awards, and I think they give them all out on air. I didn't actually watch the show, but
we recorded it just to see if Glee won and what happened.
Yeah, and they won for like best kiss, best. I don't know. There's seriously this has more categories than the Grammys.
They won for best comedy musical, and then she won for best actress in a comedy musical.
And so she dedicated to him. It was very supportive on stage. I still. Oh, you know what? It's the cripple. That's why I didn't recognize him. He was standing up.
Chris Cole.
No, not Chris Colfer. The other guy,
Kevin McHale.
Yeah.
who all of a sudden is back in the closet. He was really out when he was here for the tour.
Yeah, he was also kind of a prick, but he was a jerk, but he
and lazy.
Yeah, and he was also in
He didn't bring his dishes back up to the counter.
Yeah, agreed.
Rolling around. What the hell is that?
He
wouldn't stand up.
He was in that boy band too. Just side note, Kevin McHale. That's not his name. Kevin McHale.
No, he was not in a boy
What
band.
boy band?
No, yeah. Yes.
Isn't that how they found
Let me
him?
go to the Google.
I don't know my boy bands, but so it was very nice.
They're called roller derby.
And so she did a little. He can walk. I know the best part is if you see the interview with the choreographer from Glee from the first season. He's like, imagine my disappointment when the only person that could dance is in a wheelchair.
Oh yeah.
Well,
His cast is a wheelchair, right?
I wanted to
just
play
sit
musical
right down.
chairs.
We'll talk. So that was good. But she said, whether you know him in person or you only know him as Finn Hudson,
right?
Either way, he touched a lot of lives. And so then, because he's Canadian and felt free to die in Canada, I think that's another reason why the Toronto Film Festival is honoring him with this movie. But the movie's been getting pretty good reviews.
He was kind enough to die above the border. Gotcha.
He took his wantonness
Wantonness.
up to the north.
Yes.
To the loft apartment above the cute
It
house.
was called NLT in March 2007. Not Like Them. Horrible boy. It's a boy band called NLT. That's why we don't know about it. They weren't
No
good.
shit.
Yeah, they weren't good.
Did they have a song? Did they have a single?
They released their first single in March 2007 called That Girl. The following month, they opened for the Pussycat Dolls.
And a month later, they were off the charts.
No,
follow-up song, That
Following
Boy.
that, they had a guest appearance in Bratz, with a Z, the movie.
Oh.
And in 2009, they broke up.
Yeah, because they realized what they were doing to America.
They retired.
Literally 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so on a very busy weekend for new releases, Elysium gets to say that they got first place over the 3-day weekend.
Is that the one you saw?
Yes.
Because so did I.
29.8 million, which is kind of low for everybody that's involved, but really, We're the Millers, which came in at...
Oh, no go for that? You like
Well,
that?
I won't. I think Jennifer Aniston movies are god awful.
See? And people make fun of me because I don't care for the Cosby Show. But the Millers earned 37.9 million, but they opened up on
different.
Wednesday, so they were doing a 5-day weekend. Now, Elysium, and I gotta find this director's name. Neil Blomkamp. He is from he's from South Africa, and he did District 9, which the politics of District 9 were very interesting because it was really...
I don't even know that.
Oh, Oscar nominated for Best Picture, fantastic sci-fi movie. Not sci-fi, but kind of ish. And
post-apocalyptic-y, like this one, kind of.
Yeah, and it's kind of a veiled sci-fi exploration of apartheid and how that worked, and it was really good. Elysium is not veiled at all about immigration and healthcare and a very political movie. And he said in the interview that I read, he wanted to show Americans what foreigners think of America. And so when you see that's why
that's impactful to hear, having seen it, and not heard that beforehand, but understanding all of those overtones, like in the movie.
Oh yeah, and I mean it was a sledgehammer of subtleness. I mean, I mean, wanton. I can't even.
Wanton.
It was,
and
By the way, that's our drinking word. If you don't realize why we keep saying it,
I wouldn't have noticed until I suppose that I didn't really know what I was walking into at all. But I had seen a preview and I thought, I could see that. But when they shoot to Elysium, is that how you say it? And I went, the very first thing that I said to Kelly is, every single person up there is white.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't care. Just watch. You know, like
and that they made them, and they used Jodie Foster as their American actress, but they made her foreign.
Mm-hmm.
She had a very clipped accent. She spoke mostly French.
She was a bitch. Also,
yeah, she was a bitch, but she kept it so there really was no American up there. Mm-hmm. You know, and it was Jodie Foster which gave it away. And the fact that on Earth everyone in Los Angeles spoke Spanish.
Oh yeah,
like,
everybody.
Spanish.
I couldn't believe when I saw Los Angeles Hospital. I'm like, oh my god, that's LA.
Yeah, it was crazy. And We're the Millers, I didn't get to see it. Barbara said it was kind of funny, and what's going to save it is that it only made $30 million to make. It's already made $37 million, so its money's in the bank.
Oh wow.
Elysium's got to make
They're
its money overseas.
They're not winning any awards though, because Jennifer Aniston's horrible.
No, but it's got an A. It got an A from movie viewers, so it's like
that's what Kelly said.
Yeah, like everyone's liking it. And last week I mixed up my stories. It wasn't that Elysium was getting the more positive reviews than everyone was expecting, but We're the Millers was getting better audience scores because Barbara and I were going back and forth, and then I realized what I had said wrong. So if you're going to go to the movies in the next couple of weeks,
I can't wait.
Maybe,
Good movies.
Maybe miss those two because they'll be fine on video, and there's really no reason. But Blue Jasmine from Woody Allen is out and getting the best reviews of the
I don't know what
season
that is.
so far. It's kind of about Bernie Madoff's wife. It's kind of a Romana Clef. Really well done. Great reviews. Kate Blanchett. And who were we talking about last week? Hickory Dickory Dock. What's that guy's name? Andrew Dice Clay is getting really surprisingly good reviews.
Dickory Dock. Right. Forgot about that.
Blackfish is playing in Scottsdale, but I think I'm going to wait and see that with Harrison. That's the story of the killer whale and the indictment of SeaWorld.
That's a documentary, yeah?
Yes, that's really good. And now I got to look at here. Fuck. Give me just a second. I can't think what the other movie is.
The Butlers, something but
The Butler's not out
whatever
yet. Not out
but
yet,
I can't
but
wait.
it's coming out.
There's also a Black Holiday movie I want to see.
The Spectacular Now is out, and that's the girl that's going to be a huge star. I think her name is Shailene Woodley.
Oh,
from the
everybody's talking about from the Descendants.
And
Everyone's
really
I didn't
good.
even know that movie was like a thing, and then all of a sudden I saw everyone saying, "This is so good, this is so good, this is so good."
Yeah, and that's
I didn't even know it. What's it called again?
The Spectacular Now.
Yeah.
And all of them are playing in Scottsdale. Blackfish, Blue Jasmine. Blue Jasmine's going to go a little bit wider, and that, and then Where the Millers is getting good reviews. I haven't seen it, so don't hate me if it turns out to be bad. Oh, and then you're going to love this one. It's called In a World. And it's about voiceover artists, and it's about a woman who's trying to take over her father is a famous voiceover artist, and she wants to be a voiceover artist. And they're
cool.
very anti-woman, and they can't imagine a woman saying "in a town."
Yeah.
So it's very funny, and it's the girl who stars in it writes and directs it, and it looks really good.
Okay, Dan LaFontaine is the one who actually started the In a World, and I'll tell you a story about him.
Good,
So it could possibly be about he and his daughter. Like it's one of those kind of a true stories.
Oh, I saw the previews.
Yeah,
for
the
that.
previews were on before
way back. Yeah.
Because it's a similar movie. They played all those together. Taye Diggs and Idina Menzel got stuck in an airport, and they decided to do I'm Not That Girl.
I am obsessed with this story. I've never even heard of it until just now, but I love them so much.
So have you seen the video where she forgets the words, but everybody forgives them because they're stuck in the airport, and she can't remember the words, and she kind of fakes it. It's very cute. And I think...
So I just need to Google Idina for that?
Yeah, it should come out in Adina News.
Okay.
Now, VH1's Artist in Residence or Artist of the Month, whatever they're called, is a group called Johnny Swim. Their EP is out. It's called Heartbeats. You don't have to buy the whole thing. I mean, it's $4.99. I know you're on a budget and can't afford cable. But you should check out the song Make. It is so good. It's 99 cents or $1.29, depending on how popular they are. But it's called Make by Johnny Swim. It's just fantastic. And I'm done.
A couple things you didn't bring up that I was surprised. I thought somewhere in there.
Me too.
I just thought somewhere in there you would have brought up Edie Gourmet.
Oh yeah, because we had two
Saving
deathless.
it.
We had two deathless people, and one that I get points for, and one that just died. But Edie Gourmet.
We haven't brought up that yet. I was
Yeah.
just talking off that.
But Edie Gourmet from Steve and Edie fame. And I thought they were a lounge act. She was borderline famous for many years for being a singer. She married Steve Lawrence. I didn't realize that. I thought she was married to Robert Goulet.
Oh my God, Bobby Goulet.
No.
But it turns out he was married to, if this doesn't get more fucked up, he was married to Carol Lawrence from West Side Story, but he sang with Edie sometimes. So it's all fucked up. They were always on Christmas albums together, and Steve and Edie's version of Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow is still my favorite Christmas carol, because you can just tell they're like fun, happy cocktailers.
Right,
They
yeah.
were just, it's
Half in the
just
bag.
music to have 3 or 4 drinks
Sure.
to. When Dean Martin passes out, throw on Steve and Edie.
Sure.
They're still going.
Yeah, so the day that it was announced that when I awoke and she had passed away, my house, I just played I happen to own the greatest hits of.
That's not odd at all.
So it just, and I don't know them all. It's just I played them in the background and just in homage to Edie Gourmet. Again, didn't follow them a lot, but again, growing up, they were on every variety
Radio
show.
show.
Carson, any late
Carol
night.
Burnett.
Carol
And
Burnett,
Steve
everywhere.
Lawrence was terribly attractive.
Like Steve Lawrence.
Terribly.
And Steve. You think you hate it now until you drive it. So, but also, Steve Lawrence has of late been on episodes of Hot in Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
So he's still going. But my guess is
He's good look, 'cause he was on- he was-
Edie was probably in failing health, and so she didn't show up with him.
And I couldn't remember it. It was hosted by Bert Convy, which I can't believe I remember.
Pictionary?
No, but it was couples. and the one couple was in the screen in front of them, the one sitting at the desk.
Oh my God,
and
I
they were in a
remember.
soundproof booth.
Yes.
Password?
And
No.
Steve and Edie were the couple, and there was a couples show
I
hosted by
remember
Bert
that.
Convy.
We'll look that up in a
And there
minute.
was only so many famous
Looking it up.
couples.
Right.
But every once in a while, they would, even though they were divorced, they always worked together. Was Brett Summers and Charles Nelson Riley.
Ah, yeah.
They used to be on that show all the time. But I just love Steve.
Oh,
and
I
Edie.
forgot about that show, but I remember I can see it now.
So she was terribly old.
And I also didn't know until she died that there was an entire Spanish side of her recording career. She did a bunch of Spanish albums.
Yes. So it was just weird, like how close, and because I mixed them all into two people, Steve and Edie and Goulet and Carol Lawrence, because they all have their last names are either the same or they rhyme. So I had made them this
But they were all from that
key
era.
party couple. Yeah,
They're all from the 60s, 70s era, right? So every Ultra Lounge CD you ever bought, they were all on it. Same
Because
one.
I thought that was her musical partner, but she was married to Robert Goulet and then couldn't pronounce his name correctly, so she called herself Edie Gourmet because it sounded
Wow,
well,
you reached into that.
I know.
Other thing you didn't bring up, and I don't know if anybody gives a shit about this person. For me, I thought this was a wonderful thing to say. Going back to the Teen Choice Awards, Ashton Kutcher was given an award, which he termed. He's like, is this the geezer award or the old guy award? Because clearly he's in his mid-30s and he's at the Teen Choice Awards.
Yeah.
Not happening much. But he gave a speech.
Demi Moore was there dating.
We're right. He gave a speech, and on the three things that he said were the most important. First of all, he said that Ashton was his middle name. When he got to Hollywood, he became Hollywoodified, and they used Ashton as opposed to his real name, which I never knew. Not that that's a big deal.
Oh wait, what was the first name? What was his real name?
His first name is Chris.
Oh, okay.
Chris Kutcher. But he gave a speech saying, basically hitting 3 points, and I thought because literally that whole audience is full of those teen kids. I mean,
Really, that's why it's called the Teen Choice
Right,
Awards.
right. So I mean, all these kids, and I thought it was such a good message that he put out there. He says, opportunity looks like hard work, because you don't just get to be where all of the people in the world get to be by just riding on your ass. You have to work to get to where you need to be. And I'm summarizing, but you can watch the entire speech on YouTube. He said the other thing was about being sexy, and he says the sexiest thing about anybody is being smart. Period. So if you can be smart, that's the sexiest thing you'll ever have in your life, because smart never goes away. You'll always have smart. And the other thing was he relearned about making the movie with Steve Jobs is the fact that you have the ability to change not only your life but other people's lives. And I just thought that was such a great message for him to stand up and tell all these kids who only think of him as, whether it's a heartthrob or whatever the last movie, or he's the dumb one from that 70s show, which I loved.
Who still has like Suzanne Summers. Make fun of her all you want to. She's still working.
Right,
That's
still
right.
working. And I think his character, and I was surprised to hear that you said that you didn't like Jennifer Aniston. So I mean, or you don't like her at all, or you don't like just the
I
movies?
love her. I think she's gorgeous. I want to be her when I grow up. I love her in Friends. She
doesn't like rom-coms, and she
I
made
don't
a
like
few.
rom-coms. She's made. That's all she
Yeah,
makes.
no, she has made a few.
I
That's
You
right.
gotta
just
see the
don't
Good Girl. You
like
have to see the Good
her
Girl.
movies.
But I get a kick out
Go
of
see
her
The Good
individual.
Girl.
She was on Ellen one day, I guess, last week.
Yeah, no, and
it
I
was
like her.
Wonderful. I thought it was great.
It's I shouldn't say that I love Jennifer Aniston. I just think her movies are horrible.
Some of her movies are
But
just
go see or rent The Good Girl. It's from like 1999.
Yeah, I remember hearing about it.
With Jake Gyllenhaal and Zoe Deschanel, and it is it's called Cirque du Face because it's a circus on your face. It is one of the funniest movies and one of the best performances.
Really?
Yeah, The Good Girl.
Okay.
One last thing.
It made like $5, and everyone's gonna say I never heard of that movie, but it's her best.
Are you talking about the Walmarty?
Yeah,
kind of thing?
Walmart.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, fantastic. It's called Cirque du Face.
The last thing I will throw into your entertainment section, because you talked about the movie about the voiceover guy, Don LaFontaine, who did voiceovers forever, and literally he's the one that came up with it in a world.
Yeah.
He did
In a
that.
town.
I was watching at random this past, I guess it was earlier this summer, as they do all these summer fill-in shows. It was a show called And the Winner Is. And what they did was they had a studio full of audience members, and they literally put two people on stage, or groups, or whatever they were, and the audience voted right then and there, and one was eliminated. There was money involved. So you could take the 10,000. The score came up. You didn't know if your score was 87 and the other one's was whatever. They obviously was out of 100 score. So if you didn't think you did well, you could take the money and leave, or you could stay. If you said, no, I did fine, boom, whatever. So this mother-daughter duet came up, and they sang, I forget what song they sang, but I've never heard anybody else in my life that their last name was LaFontaine. And I'm like, wait just a minute. So the show's going on. I immediately go to Google, and they're trying to win $1 million. And I was laughing to myself thinking, okay, your dad just died, who made multi-millions doing voiceover work, and you're on a goddamn singing show because you want to earn $1 million. I just thought it was funny to me.
And it was them.
Because
it was really
you
them,
want to
'cause-
make your own name.
I understand, but I thought it was funny. Like the mother was dripping in bling and everything, which I'm sure is real because she married well. I mean, LaFontaine did a really good job. To me, it was just comedic that you're gonna go out there. Yes, I realize your own name, but could you even mask it a little bit?
Yeah.
Like come
Right,
out
right.
on but maybe your mom's
The
maiden
La
name.
Fountain. Yeah.
There was something-
Right, and some people do, but that's not a name that anyone would know, or that they're millionaires. You know what I mean? Like, who knew that Julia Louis-Dreyfus is a billionaire?
Yeah,
like
I've
not even a
been-
millionaire, but
from what? What's
After
from,
we talked about that,
Oh,
I
wait,
was
Dreyfus,
like,
the trading, or was it?
no, he's oil tycoon or something.
yeah.
like that.
After we talked about that, I was Googling the shit out of her because I was like, I can't believe she's
But
like a billionaire.
That's not someone who ever had to change her name, and she schlepped it on Saturday Night Live in the worst season ever.
Yeah.
Like, you know, she's from like what is undoubtedly the worst cast ever. But you know what I mean? There's some people change their name, some people don't.
Maybe that's my version of Inside Baseball because I'm the only one who caught the name, and
I
I'm like,
would not
wait
have
a
caught
minute,
that.
Why
Yeah.
are you doing this? Because you don't need the money.
Right. Now my thing with the Smith children, like.
Oh, like Will Smith and Jada.
Yeah, that your mother, your dad, your
they're pimping
uncle,
you
and their
out.
cousin all produced the movie, and
Yeah.
and that movie did make money overseas, so they're not hurting.
Oh,
Yeah.
and even goes straight to DVD.
Side note, it was called Tattletales, perhaps? The show, the game show.
Tattletales, yes. Hosted by Bert Convy. Please say that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And that was back. Oh God, the
I
heyday.
actually looked down and it immediately says Tattletales, hosted by Bert Convy. So yeah, you were right on.
Bert Convy was fantastic. Died way too young, but oddly, I saw an infomercial for. God damn it! I'm getting AARP things in the mail. It was an infomercial for some catheter delivery company.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And Chuck Woolery is schlepping it. They propped him up.
I stick tubes up my penis.
And I'm like, wow,
And you
Chuck
should too.
Woolery is
Here's
still
the
alive.
brand.
But
Every time it's clean.
But at first, the other thing I thought it was like that's another person. Like Bert Convy's no longer with us. Peter Marshall would be one I'd like to sit down and talk to. But Bert or Chuck Woolery be back in 2 and 2. You know?
I saw
I remember him.
Peter Marshall.
Peter Marshall.
Original Hollywood Squares.
I saw him in La Caja Fall in the 80s.
He
did
does do it. I remember he did.
He did the tour and he played George, and he sang, and it was delightful. He sang "Song in the Sand" of the Drag Queen, and it was just a beautiful song. Like I saw the tour before I saw it in New York, and it was.
I believe Peter Marshall's still alive.
I don't know.
I can look that up.
But that fucker can sing.
Oh, I didn't realize he could. He could really sell
it. It was charming, and then we just saw it with this last tour was what's his face? What's that guy's name? George Hamilton, the Tan.
Oh, right.
And he.
Oh my God, so funny because I was just thinking of him for some other reason.
Because of 90210 and his son was married to Shannon Doherty. Boom.
Oh,
really?
Oh no, I was thinking because he was proud of every game show Bert Convy ever hosted.
Yeah, he was on every talk show. But he made two other funny movies. Love at First Bite.
Yes.
And then the one that I saw on a date with a girl who's probably still traumatized by it, Zorro the Gay Blade.
The date with you or the
movie?
No, the fact that we went and saw just an outright gay. I thought they meant like Happy Sword, but they literally meant Gay Blade. And when he plays twins and one of them is gay,
Name of the show.
Happy Sword.
Happy Sword.
The 2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits a peso, all those for Zorro. Stand up and say so.
Oh my God, what the hell are you doing?
Oh my God.
Clearly, you need to see Zorro the Gay Blade.
Zorro the Gay Blade. Every once in a while, it's on cable, and George Hamilton plays Zorro and his gay twin brother. It's fucking nuts.
That's funny.
And then I serve 2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits a peso. All those for Zorro. Stand up and say so.
Wow. Oh, can we segue from that to sports?
I don't know how.
Katie, you think we can do it?
Because they won't be playing that at the Olympics.
Just say peso and say so.
Cheers, but maybe they should play that at the Olympics.
Oh, let's see if Katie can pull this off. All right.
I mean, it's not super gay, but it is the WNBA. Big news with the Mercury. Coach Corey Gaines is out. A new interim coach is in. Diana Taurasi hits a fantastic record. And lots of Olympic news coming out of Russia and from the International Olympic Committee. They might be with us. They might not be with us.
Oh, they are not with us.
Don't boycott those Olympians in Russia.
In sports.
So big Mercury news, as I'm sure that I have said before. Corey Gaines, the head coach of the Mercury, it's time to get out of there. We have probably one of the most quality lineups, really a whole bunch of superstars. And we have not been able to really do much with them. We thought that after getting Brittany Griner, the number one pick in the WNBA, we were expecting more than a 10-11 record on August 7th when Coach Corey Gaines was relieved of his duties as the head coach and general manager.
And when does regular season end? We're close, right?
And it ends in we're over 2/3 of the way. We have only a third of the way left through the season. I mean, it generally ends in September, and that's when we're
way and 1/3. I mean, it works out. Yeah,
doing the math.
I was told there'd be no math.
You're going to do well on the exam.
Coming
after
up.
This.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right. I forgot we have an exam.
There will be a rundown test.
Marnie doesn't know about it.
I'm fucked.
But we're really excited.
Were you on time?
You have any idea how many surprise quizzes I got through? Come on, I'm not new.
Bring it, bitch.
Bring it on.
My wanton ways.
You are. You've been wanting.
Something peso.
Yeah.
Say so. Also.
Say so. Hey.
So Corey Gaines in his tenure as the coach was 99 wins, 101 losses as the head coach. It's not amazing. Yeah. But he was a part of
It's almost 50-50.
That was as a head coach. As a part of the coaching staff, he was a part of the team when we won the championships in 07 and 09. So under Paul Westhead, you'd think you'd have a little bit of that. They were called a run and gun team, and they were really offensive, and they've lacked so much in their defense that they just can't. They've been losing. So really exciting. We brought in Russ Pennell. So Russ Pennell worked a little bit under.
You don't sound super familiar with him. You're like,
I'm not.
So this guy isn't a big name.
No, well, he worked under Lute Olson at U of A.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he was not the head coach there. He also did a short stint at ASU, and then he was the head coach most recently of the Grand Canyon University men's basketball team. Okay. So he's stuck around in Arizona because this is where his family is. Okay. During his first presser, he spoke a lot about the that he's so happy to be doing this. He's working, he feels like he's able to be now working with some world-class athletes. Yeah. And, these women are at the top of their game. His career has kept him in Arizona because of his family and his two daughters, which he attributed to being a part of the reason he's even more excited to be working on a women's team. Sure. Because he has daughters and he appreciates how important women's sports are. The coolest thing about Russ being the interim head coach is that he's become the first coach in franchise history to start his or her tenure at 2-0.
Very good.
He was the third coach in the history of the team to win their first game. So we're off to a good start. The team is crazy because he just started last Wednesday, and then they played their first game on Friday, and then again on Sunday. They were playing the Tulsa Shock, who's one of the worst teams in the league. So it's a good time to start a new coach.
Apparently not a shock, is my
right. Yeah, but they were. You could see them playing more defensively than ever. He was far more aggressive. I mean, you could just watch the bench, and he was more aggressive than Corey had ever been. Really. There were a couple of times that he it appeared from where I was sitting, pretty good seats, that he was putting a couple of the players in their place on the bench, which is good to see because you don't ever. I think the girls kind of walked all over Corey, and so there was one time that you could visibly see he was getting on one of the players, shut the fuck up kind of thing. Let me do my job, which is good.
I think that's really good.
He utilized some players that haven't been played well. Sharday Houston, DeWanna Bonner, who's been suffering a little bit lately.
No, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that a name that was made fun of?
Yeah. DeWanna Bonner.
DeWanna Boner,
yeah,
right.
DeWanna Boner.
Making sure.
Crystal Thomas, Alexis Hornbuckle. So some bench come off the bench players that he really utilized in a super fabulous way. It was exciting. So we're really excited about him. Diana Taurasi also in the most recent game on Sunday became the fastest player in the history of the WNBA to score 6,000 points total to hit that marker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
That's a big deal.
she's set a new record, and she's ever humble. And of course, when it was brought to her attention, and they're interviewing about it after the game, and she says, "I'm just doing my job, and I'm out here. This is just what I do." I mean, she's just incredible.
Before you continue on, we are going to break up sports and bring up the rest of your sports segment after the top of the hour. Time is flying by on this Tuesday night.
Isn't it, though?
It is. It's a good time. It's the show with Clayton McKee. I'm here with Katie June, Marnie Ryer, and Al Perkins. We do it every Tuesday night. Thank you for being here. We have one more hour ahead of us. Katie's going to continue on with sports. We're going to look into the Dr. Drew's death den, where we've got some movement finally. I guess I shouldn't be so happy about that, should I? Also coming up, we're going to talk about some random stuff. Katie's going to give us a quiz from a test that was established in 1912. And then Thoughtful Vulgarity is coming, where we, in the studio, try to think about things in a retrospective sort of a way, I guess. I'm not sure. Grab a beverage.
She's
the
hot.
drinking word is what?
She's hot.
Yeah, there's
Diana.
that. Whatever. We'll be back in just a few minutes. It's the show on Q Talk America.
The show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's the show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Good evening once again, 9 o'clock, straight up on a Tuesday night. You're with the show. It's Q Talk America. I'm Clayton McKee. Thank you for being here. No matter where you're listening from, your car, your radio, your internet somewhere. Well, it has to be fucking internet because that's all we're on. So somewhere in the world where you're listening, we thank you for doing so. At this point, Kuwait, Japan, Malaysia, and a lot of other people listening.
Oh, is it Donnie?
Donnie from Okinawa
Donnie.
may be online with us. Those are only the people listening to the audio-only stream. I have no idea right now of telling you how many people are watching us live. So if you're watching, hello. Thank you for joining us. Whew, it's every Tuesday night we get together, have a little beverage, have a drinking word, which is...
Wanton.
Wanton.
Use
So,
it in a sentence, please.
Figure out... Yeah.
I went to a Chinese restaurant and I got a wonton.
No.
No?
Well
No,
played.
no.
Wrong?
Is that how you've been using it this whole time? I'm
Whatever-
hungry for
whatever
another
works
one.
for
Maybe
you.
that's why you all weren't drinking.
Coming up later in this hour, our Thoughtful Vulgarity segment where we pose questions to the panel and we all answer them in a lovely, buzzed way. Also, the Dr. Drew's Death Den's coming up. We'll have another topic. We're taking a quiz from Katie June, but right now we're in the middle of our sports segment. So, Katie, please continue.
The biggest news in sports, of course, we've been talking about it for a few weeks, is what's happening with the Olympics. It's pretty big time. And the
Jesus.
reason that I said that the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, is with us and against us is it's so bizarre. I have seen two stories. They came out the exact same day, which happens to be yesterday. One is from the HuffPo and one is from Boston.com, which cites the AP as the source.
Yeah, and HuffPost just steals from everybody else. So
Well, sure. But what HuffPo says is that the International Olympic Committee may join Russia in punishing gay athletes. So that's what I had heard. I don't know if you all have heard this as well.
Is this an Onion story?
No,
it's not.
This is for real.
The International Olympic Committee, to make many have called on them to make strong statements against these laws, but the IOC responded by declaring that they'd spoken to Russian authorities and had been assured the Olympic athletes and fans would be exempt. But then they said that they would stand up and stand for any laws that are a part of anything that's a part of Russian law, you have to abide by. So it's very disparaging news, right? Or it's very, very disparate. So you can't say you have to allow all of the Olympic gay athletes and Olympic fans that are gay to be there and be gay and be cool. But also we're gonna stand by you while you enforce your laws. And they're they're really being vague. it's very I think it's highly discouraging that the Olympic Committee's not
Yeah, and the Olympic Committee is just fucking themselves in the ass over this.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
No, yeah.
Wanton.
Wanton.
Yeah. Because the other thing is that then the AP apparently says the exact same day.
They're showing a wanton disregard for homosexuals' feelings.
It's very true that the Olympic leadership is cross with Russia for implementing this anti-gay legislation ahead of the Winter Games, insisting that there must be no restrictions for the athletes in Sochi next year. But the law, if anyone that's listening or y'all are not familiar, is that you are. It's illegal. It's against the law to promote homosexuality. That's it. I mean, that's the most vague fucking law.
Sure. But what they're doing is people are going on the street and like brutalizing homosexuals
it's the witch hunt.
and murdering homosexuals.
It is the Salem witch hunt.
And if you see the videos, not only are the police not doing anything, but sometimes the police
they're engaging in it.
Engaging
or
in
they're
it.
helping. They're I've seen videos of the police barricading people from bystanders from helping. So
right.
someone's getting the shit beat out of them, and the police are barricading that, saying no, allow that to happen. I mean, it's really
and a
heinous.
lot of times, and it hasn't always been gay people. It's been like straight allies that are just holding up a rainbow flag or a sign with a rainbow on it.
Because
and it's also
and they're getting brutalized. Like it's not like a civil arrest.
But
it all went Florida. I read about them.
Oh yeah, because exactly. It's not saying you're promoting homosexuality. Come down to the courthouse.
Yeah.
And the thing is that they're saying that these, Russia, home to many neo-Nazi groups, apparently, is that. Allegedly, is that these neo-Nazis have now really, this is their new cause, right? I mean, not that it's new, but this is like their big, they feel empowered by the Russian government to take the law into their own hands. And the worst part is that it's not even just because the promotion is so vague, you could be promoting it by looking gay. Mm-hmm. And so even if you are a totally straight, nerdy, bookwormy kind of guy who just somebody might think that guy's a fag. Mm-hmm. They have free ground to just beat the shit out of them up to the point of killing them, and because that guy was breaking the law. Because the person who's beating him up can say, well, he was promoting homosexuality.
Yeah.
And it's just very, very scary time.
And I just don't understand. And we've had problems with Russia in the past, and Russia's trying to they want to promote them. Have you seen the commercials for the Czech Republic lately? Has anybody seen those commercials about all the things you can do in the Czech Republic? Google it, because they're real commercials. They're on constantly. Okay. But anyway, it's because they make all those great porn movies, so I was interested. But I digress. Russia is trying...
Wanton.
Yes. A wanton disregard for the topic.
Sure.
So Russia campaigned for the Olympics, because you do. I mean, it's a hard campaign. They fight... The committee gets it down to 3 or 4. I can't remember who they beat out for the Winter Olympics this time. But they do all this stuff, and it's to get your image out there. Now, China, which all of us should have had some problems with China.
Very
true.
true.
They have some great human rights.
But there were
atrocities
huge issues with China.
Right.
Wonton.
I mean, the fact that they took all of those people and moved them out.
Yeah, and moved them into slums.
Oh, that's right. They did.
They
to make
did.
the city be pretty. That's
but
right.
then you saw the opening ceremonies, and you're like, well, that's a great use of people.
Yeah, and it was also really...
So,
it was pretty...
I mean, if you're going to enslave a nation, at least make it pretty.
Do it with choreography.
Exactly.
I don't know.
I know. But so I'm just worried that the demand for China, that the demand to boycott China was not met. You know what I mean? Like people, their human rights issues cover a larger
span than just LGBT issues.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
Well, what's interesting is the Olympic Committee on the one hand is saying that. I hope
someone got the point to that, because I forgot if I made it.
Yeah, I want to point out that specifically someone named C.K. Wu, who is an International Olympic Committee executive board member, said that the Russians must fully understand that the human rights of athletes, as enshrined in the Olympic Charter, have to be respected during the games. We want to know during the games what will happen in different situations. What are you, Russia, going to do? So we're waiting for them really to respond. It seems like this guy, Wu, is on a different page than some of the other IOC board members. Now, granted, the IOC board is not like they're meeting regularly. I mean, like they're spread around the world, but
they do now because they're coming up to the games, so they are meeting regularly.
Okay, so they're on different pages.
Mitt Romney, yeah,
because Wu is on a different page than whoever else has been saying we're going to stand by Russia.
Well, no, and the problem, I'm pointing to you like you're Russia.
You over there. the corner.
Russia initially
Canadian.
said that the athletes were exempt
European.
from the laws, and it might have been Putin that said that. But then
it was not Putin.
All of the
it was
lower ministers.
It was their sports minister.
Oh, okay. Then everybody else, including Putin, said absolutely not. Like, if you come to our country, you abide by our laws.
I think I had it backwards. I think you're right. I think Putin said. I think you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Not that it totally matters, but Putin said that. You're right. Because the sports minister had said, you have to not be gay, essentially.
Yeah.
No, I'm just asking because I don't follow this as closely as I probably should. Now, my question is:
It's just blowing up though in the last couple
Oh
of
my
weeks,
God.
like last week.
Is the island of the Olympic Village, if you will, is that like?
No, that's the problem. And that I interrupted your question like I always do.
I'm just asking. Is that like a safe island? Is
No,
it
and that's
exempt from
what
everything?
they're saying. Like can we treat the Olympic Village like a U.S. embassy?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
Like the laws of the land that you represent prevail, and that's what first. I can't remember what order it was, but someone big came out and said we will not bother anything
I think
in the
you're right.
Olympic
That was
Games.
Putin.
And then all the
And then their
ministers
Ministry of
all the-
Sports.
was like absolutely not. Like
We are
you-
enforcing our laws. Don't fuck with us.
So then they're saying like, and Greg Louganis was on Anderson Cooper today, and the U.S. boycotted Moscow because of invading Afghanistan.
And wasn't he-
in
he-
1980?
so he missed that one,
So
right?
he missed that one, and then Moscow boycotted the L.A. games in '84 just to say fuck you to us. Like you didn't come to ours, we're not coming to yours.
Go fuck yourself,
Like there's
Moscow.
enough shit in your
Right,
history.
so we don't care.
Yeah. So they pretty much said there's enough shit in your history that you can't climb up. You know what I mean? You've done enough shit.
Moscow's so wanton anyway. We don't need him.
A wanton disregard.
We have 235 years, and they've got a hell of a lot longer than that. So
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure
fuck 'em
their
anyway.
closet's full.
Well, no, they
no,
really-
no pun
yeah.
intended. Their closet's full.
I can't remember. Like, the Russian Revolution is like 1911, 1912. I can't remember.
These are things that I can't remember because I never
It's
knew.
about 100 years.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, me and you and I are
It's
going to
only-
be
it's
just
only
about the same on the quiz.
100 years.
I'm shitty with math and history.
Yeah.
So I will tell you actually,
The
Clayton.
empire has been there, but the country at the CC's,
What
the
was it-
CCCP
but
or
what
whatever
was
they're
it
called,
before- what-
the USSR,
USSR.
and then the USSR
Back in the
collapsed,
US,
Right,
and they
but
came
what
back
was
as
it?
Russia.
But what was it before the USSR?
Russia. It used to be
Oh,
Russia.
so we're back again.
We've always called it Russia because we're
Oh,
stupid
okay.
Americans.
All right.
It was the USSR.
Got it. All right.
The United Soviet Socialist
Socialist
Republic.
This quiz that's coming up is going to suck.
I
I'm
know.
telling you right now.
I think Al's going to do very well.
Probably will.
But
Go
I
ahead.
will tell you, if you're interested in more of this news, americablog.com. Okay, americablog.com. Today just posted oodles of Russian Olympic news out, and here's a summary.
Oodles.
I like oodles.
Yeah.
So this is actually a really, really good site that I found that has all of these different
Can
stories.
you put
and
the
then
link on our
links.
page?
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then links to the full stories.
Because Barbara kicked ass at that last week.
She really
Oh, good.
did.
Yeah, a
She really
couple,
did.
a couple other ones. Robbie Rogers is, I believe, a British Olympian. Played. Oh, nope, just kidding. He is definitely from the United States. Regardless, he is gay. He has previously been in the Olympics. He's not, he doesn't qualify this year. He was part of the U.S. soccer team in Beijing. And he says, please don't boycott the Olympics
Right.
because.
And that's what Greg Louganis, that was my point about Greg
Oh, I'm
Louganis.
sorry, yes.
Yeah, please, I interrupted myself.
Full circle.
So-
wow, you interrupted yourself.
Greg
Wanted.
Louganis said that the window for Olympians is so short,
Yeah.
and he had an extraordinarily long career.
And it was
He's a
portrayed
bottom,
lovingly
so it
by
doesn't
Mario
matter.
Lopez.
So wanton with that news.
He's so wanted with that news. But he said that the boycott only hurts the
It
athletes.
only hurts the athletes, and it's not their fault because if we and America is one of the biggest ones, going boycott that shit. But if we boycott, we are hurting our own people and our
Right.
own
And
Olympians.
that's what he said, because in 80 he won a medal, in 76 he was the youngest person to ever win a medal in the diving category. We boycotted 1980, so that was when he was in his prime,
Right.
and he would have done well, but we boycotted. And then in 84 it held no. He felt it didn't have any value because the Russians had boycotted, so you were missing the Russian team. So he stayed till Seoul in 88. Can you believe I know that many Olympic
that's a
cities?
lot.
Barcelona's 92. So
Rio's coming up?
he was just talking about like what you do by boycotting is you're taking away their opportunity to shine on the national stage.
Right.
And I think
and represent America.
And represent America.
And show them we're better than them. So there's a girl that I actually work with in the HRC. She went to college with a guy named Nick Simmons, who is a U.S. middle distance runner. And he was just at the World Athletic Championships in Russia. They're being held there as well. And he dedicated dedicated his silver medal in his 800-meter run to all of his gay and lesbian friends back home. He's one of the first. He became, when he did this, the first athlete to openly criticize Russia's law on their soil. And he said in an interview directly in the stadium, directly after his run, he said, "As much as I can speak about it, I will. I believe that all humans deserve equality as however God made them. Whether you're gay, straight, black, white, blah, 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 we all deserve the same rights. If there's anything I can do to champion the cause, I will. Shy of getting arrested," which you're going to be if you...
But you want to be... Getting arrested in America is one thing. Someone will find you and get you out. Getting arrested like Pussy Riot is in Russia and put into a labor camp is another thing.
And he said, "I respect Russians' ability to govern their people. I disagree with their laws. I do have respect for this nation, but I disagree strongly with their rules." But it's just... I mean, it begins, right? We're already here. It begins. People are...
So then, is there more? Because I have a question.
Just that the head of FIFA... Because the FIFA, the World Cup is happening in 2018 in Russia as well. But the head of FIFA actually compared gays to Nazis. Super duper.
Right, and everyone's saying that we're forcing our agenda.
Yes.
So now the thing is, and here Chuck Schumer, senior senator from New York, is saying, because he agrees that the boycott that he was calling for is not the right thing for the athletes. He's saying that American athletes, or as many athletes from around the world as they can get, when they wave their flags, it should be the pride flag. He has suggested that.
I think that's awesome.
Because they're not going to come in and arrest people on TV.
The stadium.
And
on
if
the
they
stand.
do, there's enough dignitaries from around the world that they will get them out of the gulag that they're sent to before any wanton rapes happen.
Right. And
another thing is to boycott NBC this season, which isn't hard to do because they're starting with all new shows and they canceled everything we liked.
And I feel really sad, but I'm starting to watch ABC News more.
Yeah,
I feel bad about
What's
it.
wrong? There's nothing wrong with ABC.
No, but
I know, but I feel bad because
Williams.
I've always been an NBC fan.
He just had a knee replacement.
So that's
he
the
was
other
out
thing is to
today.
start the boycott now and just start telling people stop watching NBC. If these big corporations, because NBC is NBC Universal Studios, it's a big corporation. If big corporations can write our laws and do all this stuff, we can send a message to NBC saying, you canceled the new normal and now you're putting on the anti-gay Olympics. We're not watching your network.
done.
And you just start that.
Well, what about
social
things
media-
like Coke? What are we just like? I mean,
No, but
is
so
it
then,
things like
so then
like
that it follows down? Like, do you start like
boycotting Coke,
boycott
boycotting
the opening ceremonies? Like, don't watch the opening ceremonies live. Don't give NBC the ratings they want. Boycott the opening ceremonies and watch them later on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Right. Support our Olympians, but don't support the companies.
The companies
in
that do
America.
it. But the one to start with early is NBC because I don't know if Vancouver has volunteered or if their name's coming up, but Vancouver still has the whole Winter Olympics set up. And they're saying move it here. The Olympic Village is still in place. All the media studios. We have all the stadiums.
That would be
It snows all the fucking time here.
really
and gay
great.
marriage is legal. Bring them over here.
That'd be so cool.
Oh, that would be so
Russia has no problem
amazing.
with Canada. Nobody has a problem with Canada because nobody knows where the fuck it is. And there's 6 people living there.
The one other
Anne
thing
Murray.
that's really cool is there was the one other thing that's cool is there was recently,
Michael
and I don't
J.
know
Fox.
who I should have looked this up, but I don't know who went to Amsterdam or what the deal was, or if the some Russian heads of state, they all like recently went to Amsterdam for a regular meeting of the minds or whatever, and in Amsterdam in front of the city hall they put out the whole city hall. They replaced all their flags with gay flags
Because they were
they were all
They
rainbow
were the
flags.
first country to go to do gay marriage back in like
So
2000, 2001.
fucking cool. So all these Russian dickheads that are showing up to the city hall
Now we're getting
or to like
somewhere.
the head of state,
Watch
you know,
it.
the Capitol
Yeah.
building in Amsterdam, and they were greeted by all gay pride
Because
flags.
now, I mean, you figure you have problems in the gay diver from Britain. Or no, he's from Australia. You have Australia. I don't know if gay. I can't. Yes, gay marriage is now
It's
legal
legal in
in Australia.
Australia.
You have it in Australia. You have it in whatever country Amsterdam is in, which is embarrassing me. Holland.
Dutch.
I actually don't know. That's why I'm not
France,
jumping in because I've been there.
France, Great
I've actually
Britain,
been there. I have no fucking
France,
clue.
Great Britain. Didn't Mexico recently make it legal?
Oh yeah,
Or
I
Mexico
think so.
City?
I think so.
Mexico
Like
City, I think.
Mexico City, like you have it going all around the world in all these different countries, and they're all coming with athletes. And Winter Olympics, France is a big one. France ice skaters, and you have figure skating. That's what I can't figure out. When will NBC figure out? Our 8 p.m. show,
The
7 p.m.
biggest
Central,
one.
is figure skating. It's all gays all the time. NBC is worried now because of their employees. So they have sent out...
Oh, because they have that lesbian couple who's just about to have a baby also.
Yeah, but
side note.
NBC Sports is sending 3,000. I think it's 3,000. I don't think it's 30,000. They're sending 3,000 employees into Russia, and they got a count on how many of them were gay, and now they have to guarantee the safety of all of
these people.
All these people, and they don't all broadcast from Olympic Village because... Olympic Village is usually somewhere where there's access to, and then the ski places are somewhere else where it snows
all these other
more.
places, right?
So it is craziness.
And that...
No, we stay Q Talk, Sam. We stay Q Talk. We're still on Q Talk. We're still the show with Clayton McKee.
Right, I will
settle down.
I will continue. I said at the beginning of the show, you can go back and listen to it, but I will say Q Talk is continuing on online. Some shows are not continuing. Others are. We are.
Yeah, we are.
I guess we'd almost at this point would say we are the flagship show. We are continuing. We will miss no shows. We are moving to a new studio.
Christmas and New Year's are up for debate, though.
We already are not doing those shows.
Reruns.
Yeah, there will be not even a best
of.
Whatever show we choose to put on. But other than that, we will be here every Tuesday night. We're changing studios. Yes, we are the only one that will remain live out of Phoenix at this point. But no, Q Talk America is alive and strong and going well. We're just making a couple geographic changes. So Studio C is coming apparently at the end of this month. So don't worry about that.
I have to give a shout out now that we're in the air for Tanner. Whose last name I don't remember.
Tanner Shattuck.
Sure.
No, it is.
Oh no, I believe you. I just know I don't know it.
Oh yeah,
Tanner Shattuck. You know Tanner.
Tanner is Tanner.
That's Tanner Shattuck. Yeah.
Hey Tanner.
I know people. I am amazed. I know his first name because I don't know hers.
You've done a show for over a year, or a year and a half.
But Tanner's at Tan United, and he does amazing
Massage
massages
therapy.
and
Good to
Shut
be
up! I didn't know that.
Oh, he does.
Yes, he is a massage therapist, and he does wonderful work.
Yeah.
I pay full price.
I love a
I
good
think we're getting
massage.
nothing for this. I just want to recommend him
Absolutely.
strongly because I just make
was
sure he
having
gets all the money he needs to keep doing what he's
seriously having a back problem that was causing a rib to pull out of the back of my spine because of muscle spasms, and he fixed it. I am perfectly fine. He's amazing. He really is. And he's such a sweet, nice guy.
He's nice. Yeah,
so,
really fun.
So you
really
can
fun.
book. I don't know how you book with Tanner. If you book through his Facebook, look him up on Facebook. If you call Tan United,
TanUnited.com, I want to believe you
Probably
can
so.
book through him. And his
actually, Tanner in the chat room. Tanner, let us know how to get to you.
How do we book you?
Yeah,
and we'll make sure that
we'll
get that done.
We'll say it on the show for people in case this is the Christmas or New Year's
repeat.
But it was a great job. And I said he put a funny thing online about people that do in the service industry, like surgeons never say, "Do you want to trade for a chicken?" Like what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like it's a service.
That's
pay for your
smart.
service
Right.
and do like the Angie's List.
If you want me to come mow your lawn, I'll mow your lawn, but
you got to pay.
You got to pay for it.
Yeah, and you know me, I throw money at everything.
And that's it for sports, Katie.
That's it for.
Are we really done with that?
Sports.
I want to know what we're planning on our boycott because I think we have to start.
Yeah, I'm ready to boycott NBC.
Open-ended.
Although I have to watch the NBC Nightly News.
But all you have to do is not watch it live. Just tape it. So
I was
in case you're a
making.
Nielsen family.
then I'm good.
Yeah,
I was making dinner tonight, and Palmer was playing, and it came on, dun, 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 and I was like, oh, I'm creating a little life.
So if you ever get to be a Nielsen family, just don't watch NBC through the
Perfect.
entire time. I've been a Nielsen family twice, and I lied, and I said I had
I
children.
was a Nielsen family one time, but I don't think I filled it out.
I wasn't at all.
Oh, I did. I feel like I won an award.
Okay, so we wrap because we have another segment to go to before the quiz.
But where is Sam from?
I'm not 100% sure, but we'll find out in a minute. But right now, let's go to Death Watch. That was Death Watch, by the way. We have a lot to update on the Death Watch this week.
Oh my goodness, I am the clear winner so far.
Yes, you are.
By a whole 5 points.
Our condolences.
And I can't remember who died. I gotta look.
Karen Black.
Oh, my girl. Oh. People die all the time. It's hard to keep track.
Well, that's a good point.
Not on our list, though.
Well, and in your restaurant.
In all fairness, I have to give myself only 5 points because she did have a deadly disease. So it wasn't like I did a psychic thing. So I'm only going to give myself 5 points.
So now it's a three-way tie between us.
Three-way tie. Yeah. I was trying to
Marnie,
decide this
up,
week
girl.
how many points I was going to get for her, and it really wasn't fair. Pancreatic cancer, and she's raising money online.
I'm dying
Come
in
on.
this game.
Oh,
what a
well, you're not killing.
No.
So, good news, ladies and gentlemen, we have a spot open on Death Watch!
Oh, hey, you guys, Sam is from Kansas.
Edie Gourmet.
Oh,
Sam,
Sam from Kansas.
Where in Kansas, Sam? I'm from Joplin, Missouri originally.
And those are the same state, I think.
No.
So can I put
No, I get to pick.
I want Steve to go on there.
Steve
He's
Lawrence?
gonna die without Edie.
I think so too. I think that's a safe bet.
Wow.
That's actually a good call.
Never thought about
They
it.
usually do.
Yeah, when you're close like that.
I didn't think about that at all.
And or Robert Goulet.
No, Robert Goulet's been dead for like 6 years.
Yeah. Robert Goulet has been dead for a while.
Robert Goulet, my God, Robert Goulet.
Well, then
for
I
chorus line
finally
fans.
would say somebody died. God, I suck at this game.
You suck at this game.
Well, and to those who I put on there, they're happy about that.
I want to think about it for a minute.
To all the names I...
Ooh, you know who I want?
What?
And this one I get 10 points for if he goes.
Ooh,
If he goes.
kick it, girl.
Lucky old person, Mickey Rooney.
Oh, well done, because he's only 1,000.
And a half.
We haven't heard anything from the Mickey Rooney camp in a while. I'm just saying.
I'm sure he'll get married one more time before he
Yeah,
dies. If
that's
he
a
gets
good call.
married again before he dies, I get 15 points.
Really?
That's awesome.
Let's
So
see.
we have Valerie Harper still alive, Jerry Lewis still with us, telethon coming up, but he's not invited
He's
anymore.
not. He can't be on those anymore.
Kenny Rogers, world famous roaster.
Yeah.
Phil or Betty Windsor. If they die together, it's like 20 points for whoever thought of it.
Oh, I say 25.
Nelson Mandela, with all due respect, but he's not well.
God bless him.
Nancy Reagan, but we'll take Bab Bush.
I get like 100 points.
Jim
Garner.
Garner.
I've been waiting for so
Sally Struthers.
that's
Mickey
me.
Rooney's a new one, and Zaza Gabor.
Any part of Zaza Gabor.
Yeah, if they cut off one more part of her, we get points.
You get like at least like 2 or 3.
Something.
1
3
point
for
per
a leg,
appendage.
2
Yeah.
for an arm.
By the way, Mickey Rooney's got a birthday coming up on the 23rd of September. He'll be 93.
Oh, there you go.
93
Good pick.
years old.
Good pick
Oh.
out.
And now, for stupid trivia that I thought everyone knew, but turns out recently no one did. You know who is named after Mickey Rooney? Mickey Mouse. Because
Stop
at the
it.
time he was the most famous human on the planet, and so they named him Mickey Mouse after Mickey
Isn't
Rooney.
that interesting?
Oh, I didn't know that. Now let me tell you, I was
And
going
my, and my dad was born the same year as Mickey Mouse came to be, so Mickey Rooney was his favorite movie star because it was common knowledge back then that it was named after him.
Very interesting.
Because he had a different, like Willie the Steamboat
Steamboat
Rat.
Willie.
Oh, Steamboat
Willie.
Steamboat Rat. Steamboat Willie.
Was that Mickey's name? That was his first
Mickey's
cartoon.
Mouse. The title of the first cartoon was called Steamboat Willie.
Yeah.
But he's always been Mickey Mouse.
But yeah, but
he
I
was
want to
not
say
like
he,
Marty the Rat or some bullshit. No.
Marty.
No, but I want to
Marty
say he
Rat.
was Willie or something until Mickey.
No,
until
he was
Mickey Rooney
Mickey.
got famous.
Well, he's always been. No.
So what year was he born? If he's gonna be 93.
20.
Let me find out.
Oh yeah, that makes
September
sense.
23rd.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Well, 80. Yeah. All right. Should we do? No, we have to do. Hang on. Before we get out of this, I just want to say something. I just learned this week from oddly Pussy LaHoot. Some trivia, some local trivia.
Yeah.
Amanda Blake, who played Miss Kitty on Gunsmoke, used to live here. And she was a frequenter of the drag bars. She would make reservations and come watch shows at different drag bars here in town. Sometimes she would make reservations and show, and sometimes she wouldn't. I didn't know this, and this is certainly not to bring it down. I was stunned to find this out. She married a gay guy in the early 80s who gave her AIDS, and she actually, I would have never guessed Amanda Blake died of AIDS, ever. And when you Google
I
it,
remember that.
they initially said she died of cancer.
Yep, but
Come to
then-
find out, she died of AIDS, and I
Yes.
was so surprised.
wow.
And it was early. When did she?
Yeah, it was early, like 80. Hang on, I looked up just the other day because I was talking to Puss. But I never thought that would be it.
And I actually thought you were going to say, while you're looking that up, I want to also point out another death that we've had in the entertainment industry. Anyone know Margaret Pellegrini?
The
She
name sounds
the
familiar.
Munchkin from the Wizard of Oz.
She was the last Munchkin.
No, she's one. There are 2 remaining.
Oh, there are 2.
There's 2 remaining.
They reported that she was the last.
Okay.
There are 2 remaining.
And the mayor of Munchkin Town, his wife, my mom delivered the baby.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was her.
Wow.
Oh, wait.
That's cool.
Delivered this, Margaret?
No, whoever played the mayor of Munchkin Town.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
I want to say his wife was in the cast, but I can't remember if that's actually true.
Okay.
But she was a little person also. My mom delivered their baby.
Oh, how fun. Well, this woman was the flower pot Munchkin, so she was the one that pops out of the
I
flower
remember
pot.
her well.
She's from Phoenix.
Yeah,
and she died at
pictures with her,
89.
Yeah.
Got
So
That's pretty-
thank you to Jeffrey, actually, for pointing that out. He
Yeah, that
reminded
was-
us of that on the chat
And there was
room.
all sorts of really fun pictures because I can't remember when they did it was the reissue just a couple years ago that made them do it when they did the big. It must have been 09 because that would have been the help my math 80th 70th anniversary of The Wizard of Oz.
39
God,
is
I
when
love
it came
Wizard
out.
of
Right,
Oz.
right,
It was
right.
the 70th anniversary, and they did the big
I just love
reissue
it.
and the Blu-ray.
Oh, and if you've never seen The Wizard of Oz in that full, like, Jesus.
come over and watch it at my house on Blu-ray.
It's amazing.
It's stupid.
No matter how many times you've seen it, it's amazing to see it in its
love it
true
so much.
clarity.
And the three of us are of the age when it was on. I can't remember. I never remember what holiday they picked for The Wizard of Oz, but it was on
That was
every year.
every holiday.
Thanksgiving.
No, that's usually
And
the Sound
Easter.
of... No, Ten Commandments is Easter.
I feel
Sound
like,
of
yeah,
Music, I know.
Easter
Easter's
and
always
The Wizard
Ten
of Oz.
Commandments.
Yeah,
No,
we
they-
always watch it at Thanksgiving.
I
But
feel
did
like
you
you might be
rent
right.
it or did you watch it? Because the TV broadcast was at a certain time of year, and The Sound of Music has, or Mary Poppins has
Mary
Thanksgiving
Poppins.
locked down.
Okay, maybe I'm lying.
They don't do any of that anymore. They don't play movies for TV like they
Sure.
used to.
Back to just briefly, so we can wrap up the segment. She was married to a guy here in Phoenix named Mark Spath. I'm guessing he passed away too. She died in '89, August 16th, the same date Elvis died and Madonna's birthday.
And my parents were married.
Amanda Blake died in Miss Kitty from Gunsmoke passed away from AIDS in 1989, and that's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't realize.
We had that wasn't. You know, my mom and I with celebrity deaths,
Right,
we would always
right.
like weep like we knew them.
Right, of course, right.
So even though I'd never seen Gunsmoke, I cried with her because it seemed very important.
I understand. In just a
I'm
minute,
sure we were drunk.
in a minute we're going to go to an abbreviated
Well, if
segment,
you're
I
drinking
guess,
those
of
slushies.
thoughtful vulgarity. But now we're going to go to a quiz from Katie
I want the quiz.
June.
I'm so excited.
You're listening to
No
Q
cheating.
Talk America.
All right, Katie June.
So we're not going to cheat, but
No cheating.
But
You
I
gotta-
I found all of the answers to the Bullitt County history
Where the
examination.
fuck
All right,
is
here's
Bullitt
how many
County?
questions are there? Here's how I want to play this.
Well, I have to tell you, there are many.
Top 20. How about 20 questions? And
Well, yeah. So there's different in each category. So
Oh.
we'll just go down, and I'll ask a couple out of each category.
okay, and then we'll go around the table. Everybody's got to give one
Oh
answer.
God,
I
I'm
love
not
it.
gonna get any of
So,
those right.
are
You
you
never
smarter
know.
than an eighth grader?
No.
Probably not.
How about an
In
eighth grader who
18
graduated in 1912?
I can answer that.
So this is a copy of an eighth grade exam that shows
So
the
excited.
test taking wasn't so easy for those students. This comes from the Bullitt County History Museum in Shepherdsville, Kentucky, as a matter of fact.
Now, for those younger people,
So, hey,
they
shout out to
actually use
Sam.
pencils and paper for these quizzes. It wasn't done on a laptop or an anything.
It's very, very
Well, they
challenging.
took it with their eyes.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
That's about
Different,
it. Yeah.
right.
So the first section is spelling.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck, I'm out. I
OUT.
have so many gifts, but
All
none
right,
of them
let
are
me try
spelling.
it.
All right.
All right, go
First word, chandelier.
Oh, I got this one.
Oh, I got this one.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, you first.
I'll fuck it up.
C-H-A... No, S... Shit. I'm drunk.
Really?
Again, you are drunk.
C-H-A-N-D-E-L-I-E-R.
Yay!
Exactly right.
Very good. Next,
I got a spelling question right.
do a couple of
And I
words.
lost my ear.
A couple words. Next word, rhinoceros.
R-H-I-N-O... Wait. This is hard. I got to spell. I got to be like the kid.
You have to do it in your head,
I have
though.
to do like the kid and dance it out.
Because I always do rhino. Because
Yeah.
Or an earlier story was about an elephant.
R-H-I-N-O-C-E-R-S-O-S. No, too many words.
Nope.
No, S-A-U.
Nope. Definitely.
No,
definitely not that.
O-S. C-E-R-O-S.
Yes. Good.
Okay.
Good. Good.
I have no spell check on here. I'm just spelling it out.
Okay. One more.
God, spelling bees kill me.
Gosh, one more word. And see, the word. This was actually. I'm not a good speller at all, and these are not too bad. What about conscious?
CONCIOUS.
Oh, good. Okay, last one. Antecedent.
Oh, I know this one. A-N-T-E-C-E-D-E-N-T.
Good.
What is that?
An antecedent. It's
It's a word on this spelling bee.
It's what comes before like a behavior.
You're looking for
Something.
sympathy.
antecedent,
It's
yeah.
right in the difference between shit and sympathy.
Oh my God! Have you ever seen the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee?
Oh my God.
Where the Asian girl gets all the hard words, and the other kid gets the easy words, and he
Yes.
gets the word cow. Can you use it in a sentence? Spell the word cow.
I was in that at Phoenix Theater. They have
Did you
audience
do Dirty
members
Night?
come up and
I
they had
remember
me
when
up.
you did that.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
was.
do Dirty Words Night?
I don't remember what I had to do.
The late night
Only
one?
because as they pulled me up on stage, they were all dancing around, and one of the guys accidentally punched me in the eye. So while I was sitting on stage, all I could do was I'm trying not to
Because we went to. Did you go with me to Dirty Words Night?
I think I
That's
did.
the night that I was there.
Yeah,
think I
I
did.
saw you on stage. I saw you got hit. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, the whole time it was so awful. Okay.
I'm so glad we got to the spelling part.
We're going now.
too.
We're moving on to arithmetic.
American history. Oh shit.
Arithmetic. Okay. Some of these are really
2.
hard. Okay, solve. Now I feel like you can write this down.
Yeah, I will.
I got no choice.
Okay, 35.7 plus 4.
Okay, so that's 39.7.
58 or 5.8 plus 5.14 minus.
Wait, hold on.
So this is all the same problem?
Wait, 5.8 plus 5.
Hold on, let me see. Arithmetic number 2.
Around I can spell arithmetic. A rat in the house might eat the ice cream.
I'm sorry.
Very
yes,
good.
35.7 plus 4 is
39.7.
Okay, good. Now 5.8 plus 5.14. Now, if you're doing this on a calculator,
10.94.
No, I'm writing
10.94.
Minus.
Oh, very good. I see.
59.112.
I'm out. I can't write all that down. Move on. Get to American history.
Oh my God.
The answer is negative 48.
Ask him about Cher.
0.172.
Yeah. Ask me questions about Cher.
Hold on, you have to do it. You have to at least get 1 or 2 math questions. Hang on. Okay.
First one.
A man.
Let me go to my reminders. Let me go to my write-down
2
page.
trains leave Indiana at God damn.
Okay. A man bought a farm for $2,400.
Why would he do that?
Because it's a good deal.
Yeah, okay.
Because today he's worth $4 billion.
Yes, thank you, actually.
How much
And
was it?
it sold for he bought it for $2,400.
Yep.
And it sold for $2,700.
He made $300.
What percent did he gain?
Oh, fuck you.
3%.
Yeah, no, divide by 8.
I don't fucking know.
Do you divide by, because 3, wait,
He did make $300.
He made $300, which is.
What percent did he?
It's 8
Very
divided
small.
by, it's 100 divided by 8. So let me do 100 divided by 8.
Oh, what the fuck?
8 goes into 10 once.
Al, you are really
10
good at
minus
math
8 is
because
2,
you're breaking it down to the,
20.
yeah, good job.
I don't know if I'm right, but I want to say.
21%.
No. No.
What, does anyone notice that I'm
Because
guessing?
10% would be 240.
You either have to do 100 divided by 8.
Al's so smart. Or no, I don't think it's 100 divided by 8.
Yeah, he made 12.5%.
Oh, you're fucking smart. Mm-hmm.
You have an
You must do a lot of math with those tips over there at the
Yeah, he does.
restaurant. Good job, Al.
Knit 1, pearl 2.
Just the tip, man.
Okay, one more math question, and then we're done.
Thank God.
Okay. Ooh, this is a hard one. This is like a law school test. That's why I'm
Shit.
not doing it. Okay.
I am not a lawyer.
A school. Well, this is just a logic.
I need to make a drink.
All right. Okay, no. A school enrolled 120 pupils, and the number of boys. This is so hard. The number of boys was 2/3 the number of girls. How many of each sex was enrolled?
Wait, how many people
Now,
are
are
in
we
the
talking
class?
about pupils like
they
in their
enrolled
eyes?
120 pupils, and the number of boys was 2/3 the number of girls. How many of each sex were enrolled?
2/3, so 12, so 80 boys and 30 girls.
Let me see. Okay.
No, it's not right. No. 80 and 30, isn't
You're
it?
so close. Well, no, you're
I'd
not
say
actually
81
close.
and 33.
Since there are 72 there are 72 girls and 48 boys.
You were really close, Clayton. I say he
You're
gets
close.
points.
Because I was just taking 12 and you divide it by 3, and that would
Yeah,
give you...
there's a way to do that, but I'm too drunk to tell you.
But there's a number of other logic questions like that. But those were their standard math questions
For an 8th grader?
for an 8th grader.
Because they had to be smart back then.
Oh, this is only... I missed that. It's 8th grade?
It's an 8th grade test.
Oh,
Okay.
fuck.
Yeah,
Grammar.
that's why I'm like,
Grammar.
what?
Oh,
Okay,
grammar.
grammar's good.
Grammar.
Here we
Okay.
go.
How many parts of speech are there? And define each. Can you say the parts of speech?
Like noun, verb, that kind of thing?
Adjective.
Noun, verb, adjective, adverb, participle. Are you looking for that kind of... Like, how deep are
Conjunction,
we going?
junction,
Conjunction. You got noun, verb, adjective,
consonant.
adverb. You
Adverb.
said conjunction.
Okay.
There are
Or consonant. No, it's not
no
consonant.
1, 2, 3 more. 3 more parts of speech that are
Was participle
contract?
one of them?
very common. No,
Not participle?
no. There's a past participle is a different.
Oh, like present perfect? No.
No.
That's what they
So
just-
think
God, I
about
haven't
the
heard that
types
phrase
of
in a while.
speech. So you have a noun, you have a verb,
Black and
adverb.
white and Asian.
An adjective, an adverb.
You're thinking of a really easy one that describes the type of person that you're talking about when you do a he or a she.
Oh, pronoun.
Pronoun.
Pronoun, proper noun.
You got
it's pronoun and
you got conjunction, and then there is
Proper noun isn't one
an
of them?
emotional greeting or an
Oh,
exclamation.
No, Generally said, apart from happens by an exclamation point or by comment when the feeling's not as strong. So if you're happy, hooray! What's the name of that song?
Interjection.
Interjection.
Yeah, an interjection.
Interjection
And the last
sentence,
one is you should never end a sentence with a
Preposition.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
A preposition.
Like saying, where are you at?
Where are you
God
at?
damn it, stop doing
Where
that.
you at, bitch?
And I actually
You
think
at,
the
bitch.
Always end it with bitch.
It's why I hate Boost Mobile, because they just appeal to people that aren't smart. Because that commercial was like, where you at? And it just makes you want to punch the screen. Okay. Let's see. Define a proper noun.
A proper noun is
and
a
a
person's
common
real
noun.
name. A common noun is like a car.
Okay. I mean, you're right, but yes.
An adverb describes the verb, so you're doing it badly.
Yes, very good.
A verb is an action.
Oh, here's one I thought was really good. Hang on, number 5.
What's
your function?
All right.
Hooking up words and making them
This is an
phrases.
easy one, but okay. Sentence
drink.
is Williams struck James. Change the voice of that verb. Williams struck James.
Williams is a last name?
No, it says the sentence is William struck James. So William struck James. Change the voice.
James took it.
James bent over.
Like a champion.
He struck James.
No, the voice is struck. So you would do, and I actually was looking at this one at home before I had the answers.
Strike the voice.
So it's William struck James. So changing the voice is the tense. So instead of saying William struck James, you would say William did strike James, or William.
James was struck by Williams.
That's actually what they put in.
Gotta get 5 points.
Good.
You're changing the voice.
The voice is like the tense.
Oh, you should have given us that, because I thought you meant the
I'm
voice
sorry.
of like the
William struck James is an active voice. When you say James was struck by Williams, it's a passive voice.
Okay.
It's a past voice.
I thought you meant like who's telling the story.
Oh, okay, let's move on to geography.
Oh, shit.
Oh, goody.
Okay.
This hasn't been painful enough.
Number 1. I know. I think the only person that hasn't been participating. Now, granted, I have the answers, so that's why I feel very, very comfortable. Otherwise,
I love this
we
shit,
would
by the
be
way.
together. I know you do.
Right? I'm like,
Geography. Define longitude and latitude.
Longitude is across, is horizontal,
Okay.
and latitude is going
from north to south.
Very good. They are the imaginary lines that divide the earth into measurable horizontal and vertical lines.
Now, what's funny about when you think about this, to go back to 1912, how much that is so ingrained in the world today because of GPS and Google Maps and all that shit. Because literally all those numbers.
But we still couldn't get anywhere. Even without that, we weren't using longitude and latitude.
Give me a
No, I
compass
understand.
and
But what I'm
fuck.
saying is, like, when you go to it, like, it literally will show you the exact longitude, latitude, exactly where you are. It's amazing to think that they've gotten to that from 1912.
we don't even think about that
Because
at all.
the chance of you traveling by sea was more, because you would have to tell someone what your shipwreck position was. The chance of you really only use it in sea.
Okay, this is a really hard one. I've been through school and I got pretty good grades. I got good grades, and I would never have known this. Name, and I don't even know what this fucking means. Name and give boundaries to the 5 zones. That's the question. So I'm not giving any.
Are you talking like mountain, like all that, or what? Like time zones?
It just says the 5 zones.
Yeah, you got to help us out, because we don't call zones the same thing anymore.
Well,
are they continents?
Good. Okay. No, they're not continents. They are temperature zones.
There is
temperature zones.
Like temperatures, like the different temperatures of the Earth.
I want to say there's Arctic. And I want to say there's
Mediterranean?
equatorial.
Okay, let me tell you really quickly, because this is a hard one. One is the North Frigid Zone, which is the Arctic Circle.
I dated her.
Yeah.
2 is the North Temperate Zone between the Arctic Circle and the Tropic of Cancer.
Where your trees live, where trees come to
3 is the Torrid Zone between the tropical circles.
I would have never done that.
4, South Temperate Zone, blah, blah, blah. And the 5 is the South Frigid Zone, which is the Antarctic Circle.
Okay.
But I wonder, do you think that we just don't, this is not information for dummies. I mean, do you think that we just don't know this anymore because it's not pertinent? Do we not know
I
it?
had to take this shit in like, I don't know.
I've never.
Do you think that
I've
we
never heard that before.
Yeah.
I'm astounded that
was
this is
all
an
in
8th
Arizona.
grade
There was a geography class.
That's why you
but
could
I had
drop
to
out in
take-
8th grade and be fucking smart.
Here's a good one.
I think my mom's father, either 6th or 8th grade, one of the two.
Yeah, my dad was 8th grade.
Locate the Erie Canal.
Oh, I know.
It's an Erie.
What waters does it
goes
connect,
through
and why
Buffalo
is it important?
Because it gets you from Lake Ontario to Lake Erie because of Niagara Falls.
Yay! Ow.
Spoken like a man who used to live in Niagara Falls.
He's not wanting for any
He is
geographical
not.
reference.
And I even know the song, the Erie Canal.
Erie?
The Erie
Well,
Canal.
You want to hum a few bars?
That's all I remember is the title.
Ooh, this is a good one, Al. Let's see if we can get this one.
Teapots? Okay.
Can you name and give the capitals of the states touching the Ohio River?
Oh, fuck me.
Tennessee is
Not one of them.
Tennessee.
That was a wanton answer.
You're kidding.
Not Tennessee.
fantastic.
It's other
The
ones
O-
over
Did
there.
they move Tennessee since
Okay,
1912?
Ohio is Columbus.
Good.
That's the easy one.
Yeah.
If it
that's
doesn't go
right.
that
Our
way,
friend Sam is from.
Kansas.
Just kidding. I was not talking about
Missouri.
Kansas. I was talking about the other
Missouri.
K-state.
Kentucky.
And the capital is.
Louisville.
Nope.
And I said not Louisville.
It starts with an F.
Frankfurt?
Yeah.
Is it right, Frankfurt?
Mm-hmm. Or it was in 1912.
Wait, the Tennessee River Valley? No.
No, the Ohio River.
The Ohio River. I got nothing. The Ohio River.
It's Kentucky, which is Frankfurt.
hit Indiana?
Ohio, which it is Indiana. Capital is
Indiana.
No. It's not Indianapolis
sounds
either.
like it is.
Okay.
city.
It is Indianapolis.
Rhymes with best Virginia.
West Virginia.
Oh my God, I can't believe this. It's the whole Silence of the Lambs. It's where all the bodies are found in the Silence of the Lambs. Is the Ohio River.
West Virginia and the capital of West Virginia.
She
Anyone?
puts lotion in the bath.
Anyone the capital?
Of what?
Of West Virginia.
I'm embarrassed. I thought it was
Charleston.
I do, okay.
Pennsylvania, capital. Anybody?
Harrisburg.
And Illinois, capital.
Chicago.
Ship-
No.
Springfield,
Springfield.
bitches. I
The home
did
of
know that
Lincoln.
one.
Damn it.
Okay,
Damn it.
we'll move on really quickly to physiology.
Hurry.
Name the organs of circulation.
Oh, Jesus Christ. She
The
works at a
heart.
restaurant.
The lungs.
The brain.
No, actually, it's just the heart. The lung.
No,
are
you're
they
right.
including the lungs?
There's three: the heart, the lungs, and the
organs
a
of
lot of them they run
circulation.
through you.
Oh, your
Veins.
veins.
Yeah, very
That's
good.
it?
My left foot.
Yeah, that was pretty easy.
Then why not the arteries?
They group them together.
Okay.
Can you define cerebrum and cerebellum?
Oh, Jesus.
I
no,
used to
We're
know a
really
girl named
putting you on the
Sarah
spot.
Sarah Bellum actually writes for some stuff for NPR.
She's really good.
Your cerebellum
Is located
Is the base of your skull.
I want to say it's the base of
base
your
of your
skull,
brain?
and it's your basic instincts like
Your
cough,
cerebral cortex.
and then your cerebellum.
He doesn't know where the mic is.
Cerebellum.
No, your cerebellum. You had the cerebellum is located just above the brain stem.
And it's your basic functions.
Yep,
and then-
movement, coordination, balance, equilibrium, and the cerebrum is located.
Oh, the cerebrum is. Oh, the frontal lobe.
Yes, good. And it determines intelligence,
All of a sudden
personality,
we're playing charades. That's what-
interpretation. It's really good for the radio,
I don't
right?
do neuro. Clearly,
we have video. People can see us.
Thank God.
Okay, and last one, civil government. Oh, we'll do 2 out of civil government and 2 out of history. Civil government. Let's see. Okay.
I can't believe I was the best at spelling.
Here we go. Give 3
stuck on that
duties
still?
of the president.
3 duties of the president. He's the commander in chief.
Okay.
Blown in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
Is that a wrong answer?
Depending.
Is that a wrong answer?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Is he a vote tiebreaker?
No, that's the vice president. He's the tiebreaker for the Senate.
Commander in chief, you got.
Commander in chief. I mean, the head of the executive branch. Does that count?
I don't think so.
He signed shit in.
I don't know.
He appoints ambassadors, members of cabinet, and federal
Supreme Court.
judges.
Oh, in the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court. Yep,
Oh,
that's one of
but
them.
It's the.
He may sign a bill allowing it to become law and may veto anything and return it to Congress
shit, I
if
can't
he
believe- I can't
objects.
believe-
veto.
Just a bill. I can't believe I missed the bill one.
Yeah. There were a few other things. Let's see. Given the, oh no, name the 3. No, no. Okay, some of those are boring and hard. Okay, history.
Oh, good. God, I hope I do well on this one.
Who first discovered the following places? Now wait, let me get to
Columbus.
this answer so that I'm ready.
Wait,
for it.
what?
Okay, who first discovered the following places? See if you know any of these people. Who discovered Florida, the Pacific
Ponce de
Ocean,
Leon.
Mississippi River, and the St. Lawrence River? Okay, so Florida, you say is
I want to say Ponce de Leon,
yes,
but no, I said
you
that's
are
wrong.
correct.
The Mississippi River. I got nothing.
Mississippi River
Lafayette
was
No.
discovered by Spanish explorer Hernando de Soto.
Okay, and I've heard of him, but I
And
didn't.
then
The
he
St.
invented
Lawrence
the
River,
car.
I don't even know where
The
or what
St.
that
Lawrence
is.
River is the New York boundary. Is how Lake Ontario gets
Oh,
to.
yes.
It's how Lake Ontario gets.
Named after Steve Lawrence.
No, it's actually named after
Who will be
a
dying
really
soon.
super important jewelry store.
Jared.
Tiffany?
No, it's way more rich than that.
Harrods? No, it's
His name was Jacques Cartier.
Oh, Cartier.
I have been on the same. I have never seen a monument to him.
Jacques Cartier was the first
I got
European
Ponce de
discoverer.
Leon right. One more history
And
question.
let's see, who discovered the Isthmus of Panama? Oh wait, no. Oh yeah, Isthmus of Panama to the Pacific Ocean. Probably won't know this. Vasco Núñez del Balbo. Sounds like someone Clayton should know.
Yeah.
I should. Well, I probably know an answer.
When he was younger.
Yeah.
Right. When I was younger or Ponce?
One more history
Name the last battle of the Civil War, the War of 1812, the French and Indian War. Okay, so name the last battle of the Civil War.
Oh, well, it's Sherman burning Atlanta, but I don't know what the battle would be.
The battle was the Battle of Columbus in
Didn't know that.
1865.
Okay, did not know
What
that.
was the last battle? Let's see.
How much longer is this going to go on?
I know.
I'm the only one. I'm loving this.
Isn't it really hard?
You can have your own show called History with Katie.
Let's move on. Wait, one more. What president was impeached and under what?
Andrew Jackson.
Yes.
Under the War Powers Act, I think.
It was actually Andrew Johnson.
Johnson. And
Well,
he's the one
there's a
after
J.
Lincoln. He's the one after Lincoln. And I
Yes.
get Jackson and Johnson confused.
Of
Nice
course we
job.
do. It's 9:48. We have one segment
everyone
left in the
says
show.
Nick, somebody resigned.
Really well done.
Let's
Actually,
get-
but two have been impeached because Clinton was
If I
impeached.
ever get him to shut up, we're going to go to Thoughtful Vulgarity right now.
And now, Thoughtful Vulgarity, where we, in the studio, try to make ourselves slightly less shallow, which is not hard to do. We will ask one question of the panel and have them try to answer it while fucked up drunk. Because you know at home how well it goes when an important question comes up 90 minutes after alcohol has been served. Politics, religion, why not? You're fucked up. What could possibly go wrong? Who could you offend? You've been warned. Good luck.
Oh, fuck. Where did it go?
What, the time?
No.
Taken up by a goddamn quiz.
I love
Hey, you were excited about the quiz before you
I
hated
was
it.
before I didn't know anything in the quiz. I've never been
I
to
gotta say, I want to go back and date an 8th grader because he's a smart fucker.
Yeah,
Okay, that's kind of creepy.
In
Take it back.
1912.
Take it back.
In 1912.
a wanton 8th grader.
Oh,
A
well,
wanton
now
eighth
he's
graders.
just dead.
All right.
All right.
Just,
All right.
just for shits and giggles.
Wanton.
Do you believe in extraterrestrial or alien life?
I don't not believe in it, but I don't like freak out about it. I would never. I don't put it past anything. You know, the idea that anything could be out there. Yeah. I mean, so again, I'm not gonna like read on it. I don't hold a candle to it. Nothing. But yes, I would say that I do believe that there's something out there.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Do you
don't know
think-
that it looks like ET or some shit, but
Well, okay, I agree. I'm with you. I mean, I think that there's definitely something. I think it's really foolish for us to think we're the only living beings. I think that's
Going
like
right along with you.
totally
Yeah.
silly. Like that. We're just so magical. But I also believe the Fire in the Sky, which is that movie that was actually filmed. It's an old movie, but it's based on an experience that someone had in Arizona where he was picked up by alien life forms and then like dropped back off and was all fucked up. And I don't think that, I mean, unless
like
that guy
probed
was
into
drinking
it.
so much he saw like elephants in the road, I feel like that may or may not have happened. And it could be real. I don't know, but I think that there have been some weird UFO-ish type sightings, and yeah, I totally am into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not into it. I don't really care that much, but I believe in it.
I'm gonna go. You're right in line with her. I think it's pompous for us to think that we're the only.
It's a wanton disregard for the universe.
The fact that we're the only thing in. Now, granted, we have no idea. I don't believe
no clue.
how really large the universe is. Though we believe it's huge.
I don't think it's comprehensible.
No,
honestly.
I think it's a valid point because we see from where we are how large what we can see is. Who knows what's on the other side of what we can't see?
It's different galaxies and like crazy.
I have no earthly idea.
And things that are getting here billions of years after they died.
God,
You know what I mean? The
Right.
light that we see of stars that burned out.
Right. Thousands and thousands, or however many millions of years ago, whatever. No, I agree. I think I wouldn't, like Marnie said, I wouldn't say that it looks like ET or it looks like anything in specific, but I have to think that there's some sort of intelligible life somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, and or to some degree, very degree. Maybe I wouldn't say that we're the smartest by any means out there, but there's got to be some other form of life that's living besides
After
us.
we see people like Sarah Palin and Michelle Bachmann, we are definitely not the smartest. No, we're producing bitches like that.
Exactly.
And if we sit
Not
here
the
and
smartest.
think we're
They're
the
both
smartest,
strong
then
arguments for
that's-
abortion.
Can we
I just
send
wanna
them
say it.
back to where they came from?
Right.
It would be
For
great.
a tune-up?
Yeah.
Right. Al?
Yeah, I have to agree, especially with like all the weird shit that there is. That I think that there's information out there. Like I always bring up the Dreamy Draw is the
Right.
best example.
Dreamy
of, like,
Draw, for those of you not in Phoenix, is an area between two mountains here in the Phoenix area. Go ahead, Al.
where they built a dam to cover something up, but there's no water there. There's no
reason
to build
for
a
a
dam,
dam.
and it doesn't flood, and there hasn't been a river there in about 1 billion years.
Right.
And so the big thing, and it's been on the X-Files, is that the Dreamy Draw is there.
Has
There's-
been on the X-Files?
Oh
The
yeah,
Dreamy
yeah.
Draw?
It's one of the biggest conspiracy theories in the whole country. Is the Dreamy Draw?
What?
Google it. No one
And
ever
then-
believes
about
me.
to.
And then look at
No
an
one
aerial
ever
shot.
believes me. Look at an aerial shot and
You'll
be like,
s-
"There's a dam there."
Like you're driving past it all the time, 32nd and Shea, and just south
And
of
I
that.
said-
I drive by it. I
And they-
literally use the 51 every single
But
day.
there used to be, and I don't know how long you've had your driver's license. Sadly, now
Since she
we
was
get to
16.
age. But I'm not sure how long the 51 has gone that far north. But it used to be the Dreamy Draw Expressway,
Right, which was
there,
just a two-lane-
which a 2-lane, and they didn't build the 51 and put the road where the road should be. They diverted the road and
Right.
sucked
That's
up the Dreamy
right.
Draw.
That's right.
Because if you didn't, you would have to drive over the aliens.
That's
Yes.
right. I
So very,
remember hearing
very
about
strange.
that.
And when you go hiking, it's very strange to see the Dreamy Draw.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to believe, just like
We
Mulder.
have just a few
Wait,
minutes.
Harrison knows my buttons.
I have kind of a follow-up a little bit to that, unless you have like something really super pertinent. I've always wondered, I used
Like
to have
you
this.
care.
I know. I don't, actually, because I'm already talking.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
I've always had this really deep thought. I don't know how I can turn this into a question. But when we're talking about like the exponentiality of the universe,
That's a wanton word.
that's a word from
wow.
1912. I used
According
to
to
always
an
have this really
eighth
deep thought, like what happens after we die, and for how long does it go on, right? So I guess I'm just like curious. I suppose on your thoughts of like what happens after we die, but for how long? So let's say I like go to the other side and I play with my old dog Benny, and it's so fun. And I see my grandma. But for how long does that happen?
I know,
for
forever.
how
Yeah.
long?
I think that's bullshit. I think you die and you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying that there's not a spirit within you or something that may move on. I just don't. I don't believe that. You're not going to heaven. You're not seeing Ollie or Dylan or whatever cat or
Benny.
dog or grandparents you had. I don't believe that. I think you're a living being, and when you die, you die. Like when the power's shut off, the power's shut off.
Okay.
Oh God.
Do you
that
think
took a
you
whole
come back
hour.
as someone else? Like, do you believe in reincarnation?
Well,
like maybe your
that's-
soul comes back.
That's why I say I think there's a spirit. I think there's something that could leave you. But I, as Clayton McKee, don't go somewhere and get to be in the land of gold and tulips and run around with my grandparents and everything's fucking wonderful.
Yeah.
No, there's no way.
Oh, I want to go back to like 1979 Studio 54.
Okay.
That's where you hope you go back.
Oh, where they brought the white tigers
Like
in to
Coke,
celebrate
lots of cocaine.
Liza Minnelli's birthday. I'd avoid the Coke. I'd go more at the pot. I was never a Coke. I was never a speed girl. Clearly, by my weight, that's clear.
Yeah, I think there's a spirit or something that could leave you, that could be there. But I think Katie June doesn't go on. I don't go. None of it. I don't think we go on to somewhere else.
Bigger and better things.
You just once you check out, you're done. You're done. That's all you wrote.
Yeah.
That's my take.
That's why I believe in cremation and having your ashes spread. It's your chance to be part of because I believe in that whole Indian thing of like God is Mother Nature. Like it's the trees, it's the ocean, it's the air we breathe. Like it's the respect for the buffalo. You know what I mean? Like that is God. Like you have to treat the land. So if you just become part of it, just cremate yourself. Don't put yourself in a box.
Yeah.
Have them throw you outside and recompost. You know what I mean? Like do what you have to do and just be part of. Go back to being
I
part of
agree
the
with
earth.
that because I think it's asinine to bury people.
But I think
I'm on board with that.
Yeah, and I think your spirit lives on as long as people remember you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as people die, like the oral. I'm such a big fan of oral histories and stuff like that. Like your grandparents become more and more a vague memory if you don't pass the stories
Unless you keep,
on.
I feel like I didn't know my great grandfather very well, but I feel like we were besties because I've heard so many stories.
And that's the importance.
He's like funny to me and fun, and I can picture us cocktailing.
Telling your oral histories. And that's the only way I think you live on.
We got just a little more than a minute, Marnie.
Yeah, I would.
I said a minute.
I know, because I'm actually going from more of a religious standpoint of kind of how people look at it with the idea of purgatory. You know, when you were saying, like, do you just hang out? Like, and,
Yeah, what
and
do you
that's
do?
what supposedly this purgatory is supposed to be. But from a religious standpoint, they try to say that that's where you're supposed to atone for sins. But I thought you were supposed
Oh, I
to do
think
that
you pay for your.
beforehand.
I think the karma thing, the reincarnation, you
but-
pay for your sins
Here.
right
yeah,
here.
I agree completely. But I'm just saying that's one of the ideas, more Catholicism, where they believe in the idea of purgatory and floating around out there. I don't know that I believe in floating around, but I like the idea, so that's what I'm going to stick with. That I am going to go and hang out with my grandparents, and that I am going to go and play with Gretel and my dog from when I'm little, and that I'm going to see people that I want to see that I miss, and I'm going to be hanging out with them. And then when all you fuckers die and you're like, well, I'm not going to go there, then you're going to come hang out with me and we're going to have a cocktail and it'll be great. That's what I say.
And we'll all laugh and you'll say, I told you so. Yeah.
And I never would say I told you so. I would just pour you a
Yes,
drink.
you would.
Yes, you would.
And I would
I
always
agree.
hope that
But that's what I would want to hope for.
that little twilight that people stay in right before they go, I hope that's where they experience all that light and seeing other people. I think that's your only hope, is when you're in that life flashes before your eyes. I think that's, and in my mind, I've seen a lot of people die. That's your chance.
Sure.
Like those last couple seconds are that's your chance to relive your life, and it all comes by in a flash. Yeah.
So fast.
We are wrapping up. It's the end of hour 3. We got 7 to 10. It goes so quickly. Every Tuesday night, we are The Show. I'm Clayton McKee, along with Katie June, Marnie Ryer, Al Perkins. We're with you every Tuesday night, broadcasting right here from the heart of Central Phoenix in the wonderful sunny state of Arizona. We'll be here again next week. Be sure to join us in the chat room. Watch us, listen. However you can get to us, please do.
And goodbye to Jeff and Justin and
I know.
Okinawa.
Jeffrey's been great.
And all the ships at sea.
Thanks
We'll
for
leave you
Sam.
with this one
Tanner.
thing. We will see you next Tuesday.
You've
Even
been
if we move the
listening
internet in
to
the same place.
The show on Q Talk America.